Yeah, because yeah, that's gonna be, in my opinion, it's gonna be chaotic to start with.
Alright, I should be live.
Can you
I'm
hear my
high
background
as
noise?
fuck. No, because I have music playing, so I forgot my music was playing. I just paused it.
No, you're good.
It's funny because
I
YouTube wouldn't have even heard it. I could have had that going the whole podcast and no one would have known. You just hear me random time. You always feel like someone's watching me. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh shit, my bad. Oh man.
Music just randomly starts playing in your head when you rip one.
Greeting. I need to get a bot that says I'm live on YouTube on my Discord, so I don't have to type it myself when I go live in there.
Yeah, I know, and that's something like.
Now I heard the background noise.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, give me 1 second.
No worries. Always feel like. If anyone's in the chat, what's up? Sorry, I don't have the chat pulled up yet. Echo fan speed to 3. About. There we go. Now I can see the chat. Now I can see the chat. Kraken's gonna disappear for a moment because I'm gonna post in my Discord.
Don't worry, we're still here.
Yeah. Oh shit.
God.
What am I hitting that's doing that? There we go. Oh yeah. Got that song stuck in my head now. God damn it.
September to remember was
Long.
Good lord.
It was
Yeah.
long. We'll go over that for sure. Lot to talk about.
Like I felt like it drug, but yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
I agree. 1000% agree. All right. Tweeted, posted in core. Now put your pretty face back up so they can see you.
God.
Boom. One more thing and I'm ready to go. Echo, turn off Ice Maker. Loud, I can hear it in the background through my own headset. Where is it? This. Always feel like. Can't get it out of my head, man.
Oh, it's stuck in your head now. There's nothing you can do about it.
That was literally what I was listening to, and when I realized that I was talking to you, listening to it, I was like, oh shit. All right. I'm ready. Want me to start it?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm getting it pulled up.
Oh, let me take a drink of water too. Cotton mouth hit me already like a bit. All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Turnbuckle Talk with Kraken and myself, Josh. We are here to talk everything pro wrestling from the last week or about the last week. And we're going to also preview WrestlePalooza all out, give you our predictions, and we're going to turn that into a fun game. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to have the loser have to wear an ugly pro wrestling shirt. So it's going to be awesome. So basically, the way that's going to work when we do run through it here in a bit is that the person who gets the most predictions correct out of both All Out and WrestlePalooza combined will be the winner, and they choose the shirt for the person who got the least predictions correct to wear. And it's going to be wrestling based, something either off Pro Wrestling Tees or eShop. My idea is, I mean, I don't know what his idea is. My idea is it's going to be one ugly shirt, like a shirt that no one would want to wear. So,
yeah, it's gonna, the shirts that I've seen on there, there are some that are pretty bad. So I think that would be what I'm gonna run with at least.
oh yeah,
I think we should have to pick each other's like shirts if that makes sense.
yeah. So like, if you beat me, yeah, you're picking what I wear. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the punishment. Yep. So we'll go through that at some point during the show here, but I do want to start off with a little bit of news. So it was announced yesterday via Nick Khan that WWE is going to be doing another international PLE in 2026 in Italy. So that's going to be really interesting.
This is one of those I'm actually excited for. WWE has made some wild decisions with their international shows in the past 2 weeks. Of course, we know about Saudi and how we all feel about that. But what I'm interested in is, can we see like some type of, if they have the ability to, and I don't know if they do an open old school Coliseum over there in Italy and do like an elimination chamber, because that'd be closer to
Is
the
there
start
even
of the
anything
year.
like that in Italy besides the whatchamacallit?
I don't know if there is. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
Like,
even know
if
if
they
that's
can figure
there.
out a way to do it, it would be nice.
Yeah.
But if not, it'll be a closed arena. But I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we've had a live Italy crowd yet.
I don't think so. I don't think we've had a live Italy crowd. So, I mean, that I can think of off the top of my head. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. So, I think Nick Khan also said basically half of their schedule now, PLEs, is international, which is pretty awesome for the international crowds getting these big shows. And they're awesome to, excuse me, to hear and listen to. The time differences are interesting because we're not used to that ourselves here in America. Like, if you're any international users listening in or watching right now, we always had our PLEs or pay-per-views same time for decades. So it's crazy having these Raws now too, which are on Netflix for us in the States, be early in the day, or like we have Crown Jewel next month, and that's going to be what, 7 a.m. Eastern or some shit, 6 a.m. Eastern, 5, something like that.
It's in Perth, right?
Yes, Perth, Australia. So it's going to be that, you know, they're on the other side of the world for us. So they're like right now in at least in Melbourne right now it's 8:47 a.m. So in Perth it's like 4 in the morning right now or something, or 3 or 5, almost 6 in the morning there. So it's going to be rather crazy. I mean, we had Elimination Chamber last year, so.
Yeah, so it's 6:48. So I mean, I think it's AM too. So for them to do an 8 o'clock show there, it'll be 8 o'clock here. Yeah.
Okay, so 6 a.m. for me. That's not as bad as I thought. That's still hella early. Because I remember a chamber was like 4 a.m. for me last year, or some shit. It was like 6 a.m. Eastern or something.
I think
it was
like
it was early.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was like really early because I'm in Mountain Time Zone. So like for me, it was like really fucking early. It was like 4 a.m. I think pre-show was like 3 a.m. and then the main card started at 4 my time.
Yeah, it was insane.
But yeah, so it's been rather interesting. So I'm happy for the Italy crowd. It's gonna be rather interesting whenever that takes place. They didn't give like a date or what pay-per-view or PLE it would be, but happy for the crowd. I'm sure they should be fire. I'm sure they'll have some crazy chants. But the other interesting news that we talked about a bit last week was that WWE, there was rumors, which are now confirmed because it was announced by the WWE that WrestleMania in 2027 is happening in Saudi Arabia. It's 100% confirmed happening in Saudi Arabia. WrestleMania 43. Interestingly enough, when we did the podcast last week, you may have noticed I didn't really say a whole lot on the topic because I actually, prior to the podcast, received an email to talk about and promote the event after or right as it got announced. So I literally had a 24-hour notice about creating this video, which I feel like in that short time I knocked that video out of the park. But in my opinion, editing wise, I was proud of it. I was really proud of how it came out for how fast I had to work. Rather interesting. So I did find out, I mean, it was not even like it was, oh, I was in the know. Not like that. It was just interesting to be reached out to 24 hours prior, which was already rumored. Everyone already believed it. That it was happening. They had a meeting, had to sign an NDA with this company that reached out to me on the behalf of the Saudi Athletic Authority or whatever the heck it's called. And they just asked me to make a video, talk about it. So it was really interesting to go into the podcast knowing it was going to be announced. I think it's awesome for the fans, first and foremost, of Saudi. The fans have always been really good in Saudi. I mean, they've had shows for about 10 years now, or like 8 years or something. So obviously they're not as hot as they used to be, but they're still really hot when they go over there. Obviously a lot of people are upset because the Saudi government is not known to be people don't think well of them, I guess I should say. And I would say it's justified for a lot of the reasons, the majority of them, in my opinion. But at the same time, it makes me happy for at least the fans there getting the show. And they've had so many big shows at the same time, though. They've had all these big, Super Showdown and whatever the fuck they're all called, Crown Jewel every year. And they're presented almost on the level of like a SummerSlam and WrestleMania and like pyro galore, big ass stadiums, so they've had big shows. So I always see like both sides of it. I'm just happy for the fans more than anything. It does suck for the performers, the females, which is another thing. They're not going to be wearing what they normally wear. They'll have to wear what they always wear when they go to Saudi. That's always crazy because of everything going on in that country, especially because the UFC's gone there and the women show their legs. The UFC fighters, they've been there and they like, I think they had a rash guard, so they like covered their top, but like their legs and everything were showing. So I always find it funny that like that's how it was for UFC, but the women wrestle like cover everything, like even their legs. So I don't know. Now that it's official, though, what is your full thoughts on it?
I guess I feel the same way everyone else does. The crowd has always been great. The atmosphere around the show is good, but I mean, I didn't think they were gonna go basically all out and take all the PLEs outside of the United States, and that's what's happening now. I guess it doesn't bother me, like even if I wanted to go, but my big thing was you announce these big other places here in the United States and you just pull away from them. Like I know they did the deal with Indy. Now that's kind of fell flat. They done the deal with New Orleans. That's kind of disappeared. Of course, I feel like they're going to bounce back and do those two probably next. You got Vegas, Saudi, probably Indy.
Well,
and
also
then so on and so
Minneapolis
forth.
was also said that they were going to get one in the future, if I'm not mistaken, because they ended up getting a SummerSlam or something next year or whatever it is.
Yeah. So that's my only thing is, I'm looking forward to it, but I want them, hopefully we'll see them keep up with doing it both places. Because I feel like they've kind of done Vegas now back to back. Are we going to see them just move everything overseas? Which, like I said, I'm not against it. Because I like the crowds. I enjoy the atmosphere. But that's my only worry.
Yeah, I agree with the whole. I didn't touch on that. Was the announcing of New Orleans for next year and then bumping it to Las Vegas. That left a lot of sour taste in people's mouths, specifically people in the New Orleans area. But like at the same time, like there was rumors forever that they were going to do a Mania in Minnesota. At the M&T. I think that's not M&T. That's Baltimore. But at the Viking Stadium and. That was like rumored for a few years. I feel like that they were in talks with them, and then that never happened. And then they announced whatever PLE it is. I forgot which one. It's one of the big ones they announced. I think it was a SummerSlam for it or something. And they were like, and for future dates, they'll get bigger shows or whatever the fuck, however they worded it. And then they did the same with Indy. That was rumored. And then they got like Rumble or whatever it is. I forget what they got. But yeah, it sucks when like. I don't know, like they're publicly talking about like, hey, we met with the mayor of London for WrestleMania talks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which, I mean, this was so long ago at this point, but that was hysterical when they released the photo with him and he's holding this like little tiny belt over his head with them, with Nick Khan and Triple H and the London mayor. It was hysterical. And then you have a photo with Tony Khan who like gives him a full belt or whatever it was. Anyways, that was funny. But yeah, man. So I think a mixture of all of that, like the London talks, the Minnesota talks, the New Orleans stuff. So they fully announced that one, then moved it. I think it left a lot of people like pissed because, like, obviously you announced the New Orleans ones, take it away, and then you're like, okay, well, it'll happen next year. No, now it's in Saudi, like you said. So I think people are like, what? Fuck this, dude. Like, I was so excited, and now they pulled it away. Now I have to wait like another 2+ years at minimum. So. Yeah, pulling out of New Orleans, I think, really is what upset people the most. And then announcing this on top of it for next year, people are even more pissed because it's like Vegas was so expensive last year. Yeah. They were hoping New Orleans would be a little bit better, but now we're going back to Vegas because they pulled that away, and now they're going to Saudi all the way, not even Europe or even the UK. They're fucking going way past, you know. And that's going to be interesting too. So we're going to have, us personally in America are going to have an afternoon Mania, which is not bad, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think about the time zone difference at all, but yeah, there will be. There'll be a big one.
So yeah,
Called
it's going to
3
be rather
o'clock,
interesting. Something like that,
I
probably.
think. Yeah.
Might even be earlier just because it's Mania and it's long. Well, it's usually 3.5 hours for the 2 nights. Around there, 3 to 4, which is four on the long one, like WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania 40 night one. That one was kind of long, just because that last match was like 48 minutes or some shit. I was there too, and it was cold, so we felt the length of that match. But
Oh yeah, in Philly.
yeah, well, dude, it was like night and day. It was night one was night, or it was like two different seasons. Night one felt like we were in winter. Night two felt like we were in spring. It was crazy. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, it sucks for a lot of people, and then of course with the government issues with Saudi, and that's a whole nother story with all this and this people saying that this is blood money, taking their money so they could make the country look better, yada yada yada. Because the government, I mean, it wasn't even just a few years ago that I don't even know where this went because I didn't follow it, but I guess supposedly, I'm going to say supposedly because, again, I haven't read the whole thing, so I don't know. But supposedly an American reporter or journalist was murdered at the hands of supposedly the Saudi government. I have no idea. So, again, they have some crazy different laws and they run things. So, anyways, at the end of the day, that's what also people are upset about is the fact that, like, they're working with the Saudi government and stuff and doing it with the Prince dude. Or that he just announced something with flag football and all kinds of former NFL players. And which is funny because I forgot who I asked. It might have been my friends, but I was like, dude, what sport's next going to be in Saudi? NFL, NBA, MLB, like which one? And they were like 100% NFL. And here we go. We're seeing all these former NFL players playing flag football in Saudi in the spring or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL they already travel. I think their first one this year was in Mexico. I know they do some.
I know there's one in Brazil. I don't know about Mexico.
Brazil, maybe it was Brazil. Yeah. They go to London and play. I think there's one in Germany this year, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So, but I mean, good for the fans at least of in Saudi. Apparently, this is coming in live. My fiance just typed in the chat that Kiera Hogan's no longer with AEW, and Fightful has tweeted, "We've confirmed that Kiera Hogan is no longer with AEW after her profile was removed from the company's website." More details.
What happened?
He says more details on his Patreon, which I am actually subscribed to. Shout out to Fightful Select. If you're not a member, go to patreon.com/Fightful or Fightful Select. Oh yeah, this was 21 minutes ago. I'm gonna just skim it. I don't want to read the whole thing since it's behind a paywall.
There was some video.
So she hasn't been featured on AEW TV for a year and a half or on Ring of Honor for nearly that amount of time, which is interesting because actually she was at, and I don't know if you guys went to at Starcast Day, was it day one, Friday, when they did the free autographs and meet and greets, and like that like thing outside. So they had Kiera there, which is I saw her there. She was doing meet and greets, the free ones.
Okay.
Which is interesting. It also says that AEW's Twitter or social media wished her happy birthday just 2 days ago, which she also responded to. Sources that Fightful spoke to in the company said that there wasn't ill will and that she hadn't been backstage much, if at all, in the last year. This move was expected and was claimed to be a contract expiration by one source, though Fightful is looking to verify. Yeah, so go subscribe to Fightful Select because that's behind a paywall and they're awesome. Sean Ross app, so go give them a follow. I actually met him at Starcast. But yeah, so interesting. I mean, yeah, she wasn't featured a lot. She wasn't a big player. I think like the only thing that I can remember she did was years ago with Jade Cargill. She was a baddie. So wherever she goes, hopefully she does well.
Yeah, I mean, I figure she will. From what I did see of her, like even like you said with Jade, she's talented. So she's got the potential, and there's plenty of wrestling avenues now. that they could go to.
100%.
So
So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next for Kiera Hogan. I wonder if that means Diamante, because I think she's still under AEW contract. And as far as I know, they were dating. I didn't wonder if she's
yeah,
gonna stick around. I don't know. I don't even know if she's been featured on ROH. No clue.
looks like someone also said there is a famous Coliseum in Italy still.
Okay. Well, that'd be
So
cool.
that would be interesting. I don't know how many people can fit in it, but
They put
that would be
risers
nice.
in it.
Hey, whatever they gotta do.
Yeah, I say let's jump into our predictions here. So we are also going to talk about Raw, NXT, and Dynamite. We're not going to go over last week's SmackDown nor Collision. I felt like those weren't. I just actually don't remember much from them off the top of my head in general. So, but yeah, so WrestlePalooza. So here's the thing: we're gonna make this like a point system, like just 1 point, whatever. Whoever gets the most here is the winner, right? Most right. But whoever gets the most wrong has to wear a wrestling related shirt that the winner of the bet picks. So it's either gonna be from WWE's website, PWT's, whatever, AW shop, which is just PWT's. But whatever ugly shirt they find hilarious, dumb, which is funny because we were going through just a bit ago Pro Wrestling Tees, and there's Blue Chew related merch on Pro Wrestling Tees. So I mean, maybe one of us will pick that. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know who's gonna win this year. But and obviously we might have some same predictions, so that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, let's go through All Out first, since that'll be the first show of Saturday. We're not gonna include pre-show because there's obviously 3 matches announced for the pre-show. We're gonna not worry about those for this. We're only gonna do main card. So let's talk about AEW All Out. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage versus FTR. I got Copeland Christian. I feel like that's what you're gonna say too, though.
Yes, I do not see them giving FTR the win, but it could happen though. Like that could be the only swerve match of the night.
I just don't see FTR beating them. But one thing I will bring up is on Twitter, Dax Hardwood replied to someone saying, "What are you gonna do if you lose to CNC?" And he said, "Retire," or like something like that. Hang up the boots.
I seen that.
I know it's just Twitter reply, and he's a heel, so he could just say, "Oh, it's just fucking Twitter. I'm just whatever," you know. He could heal it up. But man, that really made me stop for a second. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Nah." I was like, they're gonna win? But now that the more I think about it, he's just being a heel. So at least the way I'm looking at it. So I'm still going with CNC.
I am too. I'm not just because I want to see them win, but listen, I ain't trying to wear no crazy shirts.
Okay. All right. Hurt Syndicate taking on Ricochet and Gates of Agony. I got Hurt Syndicate.
Gates of Agony.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
This will be Gates of Agony's push.
So you think Ricochet and Gates of Agony will get the job done then?
Yes, especially after what we've seen on Dynamite or September to Remember.
Yeah, well, Dynamite.
The old school way of looking at wrestling, foreshadowing the pay-per-views. Yes.
Yeah, I will say I was surprised how much offense. I mean, we're gonna talk about Dynamite here in a bit, but I was surprised how much offense Toa Leona got on Bobby.
Listen, I talked about that match the week before. That needed to be a pay-per-view match just by itself.
It was good. So yeah, I'm excited for that 6-person tag or the trios match. Yeah. All right. So there's our first one. We'll see who's right on that one. Mercedes Moné defending the TBS title against Riho. I feel like we'll pick the same one on this one. Moné.
Yeah, Mercedes not dropping it. She still got about 2 months before she beats Jade's record.
This one's gonna be a crazy ass match. Tables and thumbtacks. Mark Briscoe, MJF. I got Mark Briscoe here.
I got Max winning.
I got Mark because I think he is gonna I feel like they're gonna kind of do almost like a WWE thing, and they're gonna make MJF take some losses here before he successfully cashes in that fucking contract. Like they're gonna get us to a point where we think he's like not in a spot where he's gonna do it because he's just been taking L after L in some shape or form, whether that be in a match or on the mic.
Yeah. They might, and then yet again, we may be getting an actual push for Briscoe, and he might get the title because he wants Kyle Fletcher. He wants that title. So this could be his push. He beats Max. Then at Wrestle Dream? No. Yeah, Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, WrestleNext.
October 18th.
Yeah.
He gets his match against Fletcher.
I will actually
Hey,
miss
you
that
know,
because I'll be at a wedding. But
if this is the one match I don't get right, I'll be okay with it. But I'm taking MJF.
all right, Darby Allin, John Moxley, in a coffin match. I got Darby.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
I think he's gonna get assistance in this match, but he will win it.
All right. After that, we have a women's fatal 4-way for the women's title. Timeless Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. This one I've been up in the air a lot about, and I have to make that pick now because I've like, oh, I could see this happening and Tony retaining. Oh, I could see this happening and Statlander winning. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different factors that could play out in this match. Jamie, Tony have history. Statlander has something going on with the Death Riders, or at least she acts like she doesn't or doesn't want to be a part of it. But I feel like it's I'm okay. I'm locking it in. Chris Statlander. Death Riders are gonna help her.
I can see that happening. They keep building Jamie as she never truly lost it in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I really honestly think they're gonna put the title on Tekla.
Oh, okay. Tekla. So we both have Tony losing, but we picked different winners. I like that.
Yeah. So how does that work? How would that work for the tally system?
That's a good question. Well, if we're both wrong, I guess that's just wrong in general. So we'll just count it as we're both wrong.
Okay.
I mean, we have a few that are even anyway, so. Okay, so Hangman Page. Actually, we'll skip that because that's probably the main event. Brodito versus the Young Bucks versus Jet Speed versus the Don Callis family. 4-way ladder match for the AEW World Tag Titles. I think Brodito retain here. I don't think they lose right away.
Yeah, they don't lose. I think it would be bad decision by Tony and whoever helps with creative back there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to throw in there, we do see a return by Jack Perry. He sent them. I don't know if you've been watching the BTE stuff they've been doing. He sent them a blade. He then posted on his Instagram. I don't know if you follow him there. He was making more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think he's gonna pull the whole. And I can't remember the exact pay-per-view it was. Maybe it was Double or Nothing, something like that, or Dynasty. He came back and cost someone the match. I can't remember exactly where he showed back up.
I don't remember either, but I kind of remember what you're talking about. I could definitely see that happening though. I could see Perry coming in and costing them the match for sure.
Yeah, and that's why the Bucks don't win. I really think Jet Speed them and Hechicero, they equal each other out. They'll cancel. They'll do something crazy to get rid of Josh, and that's how Brodito will win. I hope they do that weird.
I just think it ends with Brody King going underneath Bandito and lifting him up so he could get the titles while they're on the ladder. That's how I see it ending. Like that's the final image.
That would most definitely happen because I don't see it going any other way.
All right, so mark that we both picked them. All right, Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, and Mascara Dorada. This is a really interesting match just because obviously it's for the unified title and we have Callis family versus Callis family and then Mascara Dorada, who I didn't even expect to be in this match. I really thought it would be Beast Mortos. So the fact that it's CMLL's Mascara Dorada was a pretty good surprise last night. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously we had the stare down with Konosuke Takeshita and Okada last night, which was awesome to see. And we had big fucking bald ass head Don in the middle, like no, good friendly competition, or whatever the fuck he was saying. It's gonna be rather interesting. I honestly almost, this isn't my pick, but I could see somehow, some way Takeshita and Okada so focused on each other that Dorada pulls it off. But I really don't think they're gonna go that route.
I would like it because then that pushes them more towards a match at WrestleDream.
So I think Takeshita gets the win here, and I think he pins or submits Dorada to get it. So then they could have eventually it lead up to the one-on-one. Like you didn't pin me to get that title. Okada will say, now you need to face me one-on-one because I didn't lose. Dorada lost. That's what I think. I think Takeshita gets it because he submits or pins Mascara Dorada.
Okay, that would work. I have Okada winning. Off of the simple fact that something will happen, lead him to rolling out to the outside. You'll see Don focus on getting him back into the match, which will then have Takeshita will take out Dorado, going for the pin. He'll cost the match by rolling him out, hit him with a Rainmaker, roll Dorado out, somebody, but he'll steal the win technically.
Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so I was just marking. I forgot to mark a few of these, so I have these marked for us both. Okay. And then we have Big Bill versus Eddie Kingston. Obviously, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. I mean, I would like Big Bill to win, but you're not going to bring back Eddie and have him lose.
I hope it's a great match that makes. I mean, Bill's already well loved by the AEW crowd. Like he doesn't feel like a former WWE. He is, but he like doesn't feel like those former WWE guys that come in and it's just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's had some good stuff. He's had good matches. So yeah, no, but
I really think he needs
with him coming back. No way, he's Kingston's losing.
No, but he needs to break away from Brian Keith.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I do. I don't think he's like holding him back or anything. I just feel like if he really focused on himself and not more or less being in a tag team, he could get the push. Or if they move Brian Keith to more of a manager role.
Okay, I think that's everything but the men's world title. Yep. Hangman Page versus Kyle Fletcher, with the stipulation being that if any member of the Don Callis family interfere, Fletcher will be disqualified and stripped of his AEW TNT title. I got Hangman.
I got Hangman too, as well. But I think someone from Don Callis gets involved.
I don't. I think if anyone does, I don't even think anyone does get involved, but I think if they do, it'll be someone new joining the Callis family that wasn't part of the Callis family until that match. I don't know who. I don't think it happens. That's just, if it does happen, it's going to be someone new is my guess. Not someone that's already in it.
The only person I could honestly see getting involved if it did happen would be if Takeshita does lose. Like, to kind of go off the aspect of wanting to build that feud and break away. That's how they would start it.
That's possible. I could see that. It's going to be rather interesting. So, all right. So here's our predictions for All Out. We both picked Brodito. I'll go through all the boths first. We both picked Adam Copeland and Christian. We both picked Mercedes, and we both picked Darby and Hangman. But then,
yes.
Oh, and we both picked Eddie Kingston. So we have quite a bit. He picked Okada. I picked Takeshita. I picked Statlander. He picked Tekla. I picked Briscoe. He picked MJF. And then I picked the Hurt Syndicate. He picked Ricochet and Gates of Agony. So we do have like 5 of them out of the 10 the same, but we have half that aren't. Main card, at least.
Yeah.
So, but let's move on to WrestlePalooza. We did find out that John Cena, Brock Lesnar is opening the show today via Pat McAfee show. I'm going to go with Cena.
Yeah, you can't have... I don't think they would put John Cena losing this one. Because, I mean, let's be honest, he's not back on a TV anywhere until Perth. And he's not even really advertised to build anything. So,
I think he's announced for a Raw.
Is he?
I think. I might be wrong.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm taking John Cena. He took the one loss really to Cody, and I think that's probably going to be one of the last losses he takes before he leaves.
Yep. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. I got Cody.
As much as I like Drew McIntyre should have a title, he probably deserves it at this point. I'm taking Cody as well.
I feel like we're going to have all the same predictions on WrestlePalooza. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I got Punk and AJ.
Yeah, you can't have AJ lose a comeback match.
This next one is the only one I think we're going to have different. Actually, no. I got the Vision over the Usos. Who do you got?
No. The Usos.
You got the Usos?
Yeah.
I think this will help get we keep saying they need that big win. They need that big win. and they lose all their PLE matches. Obviously, if Division, they win all their fucking Raw matches at the main event with all the beatdowns after every fucking Raw. But I think this is the one where they finally get that win and it's over the fucking news.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not wrong.
I hope I'm not. I feel like I'm gonna be though.
But yeah, I mean, it's already wrote down, so I'm fine with taking that one if I do lose it. But if it does happen, Jay has to turn heel.
I can see. See, then that's another thing that makes me think it'll happen is the way he's been acting and stuff. So,
Unless Roman shows back up, and that's the reason they win.
yeah.
Because he was on the phone. Hey, I need you to call me back. I got a few questions.
Yeah, I think it was Roman who he was talking to as well. All right, so last one in WrestlePalooza, Io Sky, Stephanie Bacare for the Women's World Title. I think Asuka's gonna help Io win after Io asked her not to get involved. I didn't know if you guys, anyone else saw, there's like we're yelling at each other in Japanese on Monday or whatever it was, and someone on Twitter translated it, and it was basically Io saying that don't get involved in my match at WrestlePalooza. I'm gonna do this alone. And Asuka's like, will you do it alone in Japanese? So I think Asuka gets involved. I don't think she costs Io. I think she helps Io because Io didn't want that.
Well, I'm exactly the opposite. So there's two on this one we don't agree on.
So you think she's going to cost her and Stephanie's going to win?
I do.
All right. We'll see. All right. So now all of our WrestlePalooza predictions, we both agreed on John Cena winning, Cody Rhodes winning, and Punk and AJ, but we both picked different on the next two. He picked the Usos, I picked the Vision, I picked Io, he picked Stephanie. But we both have Asuka involvement in causing that outcome. So
yes,
gonna be interesting. Yeah, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8 the same, but then we have 7 that are different. So obviously, we definitely are going to have someone who's going to be the winner. And someone's going to have to chat. If I can find it, I am going to get the AJ. If I win, I'm going to get the AJ. If I can, it's going to be hard to find. The AJ Styles cum shirt. I would call it that because it's not really called that. But if you've seen it, it's like the AJ splattered in like white paint or whatever it's supposed to be. It doesn't look like paint. So that would be my go-to shirt for him to have to wear. But that one might be too hard to come by too. So anyways, if I could, that would be it for sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens Saturday. We have a big day Saturday. There's also GCW Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
might be, yeah.
Let's move over to Raw. We have a bit to talk about here. Let me make sure I have the right one pulled up here. I do. Because I remember one time I think one of us had like the wrong one pulled up. I think it was me. Yeah. So we started Raw this week with John Cena here to finally talk about Brock Lesnar. And it was a really good promo. It was really, really good promo. It was like a classic John Cena promo. My favorite line was he founded Suplex City. Because he did. He was the one that Brock Lesnar started that again. So that was pretty awesome. Springfield, by the way, it was a smaller arena, like in the sense of it wasn't like 16K or 15K. It was like 9K or something. I think it was like a 10K arena. But they were fucking loud all fucking night, dude. They were so loud for the whole show. But yeah, this was a really good John Cena promo. Like it was literally classic Cena talking about Brock, just their history and stuff. He says that he does fear Brock Lesnar, but he says of course, he never gives up. He won't back down. All the classic Cena kind of things. This was literally like vintage John Cena, as Michael Cole would say. I really enjoyed this. What did you think?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from this, though, is the crowd really... I feel like he fed off the crowd. It was, like you said, a vintage John Cena. Because, they started the whoop your ass chants. And then he just fed into it. And you could see the energy continue to build. And I really feel like he's finally going to get that big win. I think he's going to go through hell. We're going to see like the SummerSlam match they had. I can't remember exactly which one that was. Where it was just suplex after suplex after suplex. And
I think that was his return match, SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken, against You know?
Yeah. And I think he's finally going to overcome Suplex City in the aspect of winning the match.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what's next for Brock. I feel like with, he's just on SmackDown. So is he going to stay there or is he going to transition back and forth? That's my only question because we haven't seen him on Monday Night Raw at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we saw him rip his pants on Friday. That was funny. That segment sucked. I know we're not talking about that, but that segment sucked, by the way, with R-Truth. I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
I fucking hated it, dude. I love R-Truth, and I laughed at moments, but like, dude, I fucking hated Brock like 3 different times. Was like, who are you? Why are you out here? I'm like, you had a fucking face-to-face. He came out like 6 years ago and you were Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Like, I know we treat our crowd like we're idiots, but come the fuck on. I hate this.
Yeah,
I hated it, dude. I fucking hated that promo. But I laughed when he tore his pants. And I like that he like leaned into it. He like fucking sat on the ropes to show the commentary that his pants are ripped. Then he started shaking his ass. I literally tweeted, I was like, Brock shook his ass on SmackDown. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What are we doing?
But yeah, no, I don't know if we'll see him on Raw. I mean, we are, I don't know if we'll even see him after WrestlePalooza. I mean, it's 2 days away. I have no idea what's going to happen with Brock after this John Cena thing. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to go into a 3-match fucking story to end his career, but
I hope not.
Hate it.
God, like they normally do a trilogy with these two, and I hope that's not what we get.
I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. But anyways, good opening segment on Monday. They booed the shit out of Lesnar though too. Like anytime they said his name, like he got booed the shit.
Oh yeah, they have been. Yeah.
And then we had Lyra Valkyria after this taking on Roxanne Perez in a 1-on-1. Lyra did lose to Raquel, I think the week prior. Yeah, because it was Roxanne who costed Valkyrie in the match. Okay. So it was a good match, not a bad match. We did see at the end of the match. So Lyra won. And Lyra also was announced to filling in for Tiffany, who was not cleared after her match with Jade Cargill. So that was interesting. But Lyra Valkyria gets the win over Roxanne in a fun match. But afterwards, Judgment Day are beaten down Lyra, and Bayley returns finally. Like she's been doing the vignettes, but she finally returned, helped Lyra, hit the Bayley to belly, did the whole like fucking thing, and like went into the corner. She did like her old moves. And I mean, she always done the Bayley to belly, but she like did them in succession, so that was interesting. And then she like after she helped them and they like ran off, she like stood in the ring and she like grabbed her head, and then she like looked over and like saw Lyra and went and hugged her, and then hugged Michael and Corey, and then hugged Alicia Taylor and the security guard, and then she started hugging fans. So she like went back into what we had been seeing in her head and her promos, her hugger gimmick. And then later on we had her the opposite, which was cool too. But yeah, I mean, overall the match, I don't remember much from it besides it was a solid match, and Lyra got the win. But the ending was really interesting with Bayley. I really liked it.
Yes. So the ending was great. I'm really glad that they're showing her, I guess, really trying to overcome who she wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like I guess they're trying to go like the split personality aspect of Ding Dong and Hugger Bayley, which I completely enjoy because you can not only with Bayley can you hear it in her voice, but her face. She's good at changing her facial features to where it resembles both sides.
Yeah,
that was something else I noticed.
Yeah.
But overall, the match, the only thing about the match that I didn't understand was where did Lyra injure her back at? Like, did that happen the following, like the previous Monday? Because like that was a big focal point the whole match, and like she could barely get up.
Must have been. Did she get beat down by them last week? Because it was Lyra who, I mean, it was Roxanne that helped Raquel win the week prior. I honestly can't off the top of my head remember.
No, not that I remember. She just took it to Hana Bomb, and that was it. But the match was great.
Not sure then. Yeah, good, solid match. After that, there was a confrontation with Stephanie Vaquer because we had Io and her. They officially had their contract signed. And then the Kabuki Warriors, obviously, Asuka walked up. And it ended up setting up a match with Kairi and Stephanie for the night. But of course, it was Asuka being her typical self. You know, Io not wanting her to be the way she was, acting the way she was. What was funny though is Kairi, after they agreed to the match, like was like there. She's like shadow boxing, and then of course Asuka did her Kairi or whatever, all crazy, and fucking Kairi was like, and just kept doing it as she was walking backwards. I thought that shit was hysterical.
The stuff with them two backstage has been great during, I guess, Oscar's change to being a heel. And you
Mhm.
pointed out last time, and I was actually listening, how Oscar's yell for Kyrie increases. So the first one we heard was not bad. And then the last one, after I guess the backstage segment, closer to the end of the show, it was absolutely almost unlike it was just more or less like a yell than
Mhm.
anything else. You could not understand that she was saying Kyrie at all.
I love that shit,
Yeah.
dude. But yeah, those backstage segments I always look really forward to. So that set up that match for the night. We immediately got Penta versus Kofi Kingston. Obviously, the New Day. Xavier had neck surgery. I mean, he really did, I guess, but like he had neck surgery because of the Mexican Destroyer, is what he claims. They have a petition trying to get it banned. But yeah, this was not a bad match. Nothing too crazy either. Of course, the New Day were getting involved, and Penta had to take them. Of course, Big G, they're calling him Grayson Waller, had to help take them out. Him and Woods. They even had at the start before the match though. I even forgot they had the cameraman. I think it was Stu. Stu was like on the apron, you know, filming them in the ring, and fucking Waller walks up to him with the fucking petition. And he's like, "You sign it," and then he fucking signs it, hands it back. But it was an okay match. Nothing stood out in this match. I hate to say that because it's Kofi Kingston versus Penta, man.
I think the one thing that stood out to me was the Mexican Destroyer off the
Oh yeah,
springboard.
yeah, to win the match. Yeah, the ending sequence was great. But yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like it was just there. I mean, probably because it felt like I bet a lot of it happened on commercial. You know what's funny? Actually, this was on Raw too. So we noticed on Monday that we had an hour and a half into the show that we had only had 6 commercials. Like it felt like that. Like we weren't getting as many commercials. And I tweeted that out. I was like, wow, we've only because I do a commercial counter every night because we're curious how much fucking time we get commercials. And so we were like at 6, and I was like, wow, we're an hour and a half in, dude, and we've had 6 commercials. This has been great. Tweeted it out. That next hour of the show, we got another 6 fucking commercials in an hour. Like going to commercial. 6 different times it went to commercial in that hour after that. It was fucking insane. That was one thing that I realized during that show. That I was so wild. So it's gonna be like that for WrestlePalooza too. Watch. I mean, not during the matches, but
I know.
we had a lot of backstage segments with Jimmy and Jay. So LA Knight was needing a tag partner. That was one thing I think I accidentally skipped over. So LA Knight at the beginning of the show. Fuck, I even forgot, honestly.
Yes. Jay and LA Knight got into it.
Yeah,
at the start of the show.
Because LA was needed a partner for the night against the Bronsons, the Bronze, and LA, he knew he was gonna go up to him and ask him, and so he like went to Jay, and he was like saying like he's gonna help him, but I fuck now I'm like drawing blanks on this.
So what I remember from that part was it started out, they done the casual walk in, and they were actually trying to fight with each other backstage, and then that's when Pierce came in and was like, "My office now," and
Yeah.
now we can handle this here. And he was like, "Well, if you do, just you can ask your accountant while there's a few extra zeros left off your bank account."
Yeah. There you go. So you remember it better than me.
So that was when, of course, the match was set up. He said, "I don't care. I want Bronze and Breaker and Bronson."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Fine, I'll give it to you, but find you a tag team partner." And then that's when he looked at Jay and was like, "I know somebody."
Yeah.
and was talking about
There you
Jimmy.
go. There you go. See, that's why we have Kraken. He knows things better than Josh. Um, so he goes and talks to Jay backstage, Jimmy. But eventually he actually doesn't. He tells LA Knight no.
Hmm.
I mean, but first he got into it with Jay about it and told Jay that you don't have a no Ula follow around your neck and stuff. But then we had another backstage segment a little bit later where he did tell LA Knight he was not going to partner with him, which eventually changed because Jay was still being a dick.
Yeah, and it's just odd, like the transition they're doing with Jay to make him this heel is, I think it's not gonna get as much. I guess it may get as much traction as it has with him being a face, but I really want to see if they go full force with it. They need to make sure they get rid of the yeet stuff completely.
I feel like he's not doing him as much lately.
I, and since he started this backstage like arguments with his brother and been just frustrated because he can't get the win, and I gotta listen to what Roman's saying. This feels like it's transitioning back to 2020 in a sense with Jay.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens on Saturday. So after that, we go into the AJ Lee and CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch face to face. This was a fantastic fucking segment from top to bottom. Like every bit of it was great. Just the back and forth was fantastic. Let me see if I can get some of these quotes here. So of course Becky and Seth came out first. They came out to their own music, which is important here. They were talking, yapping it up about the match. Eventually, Punk and AJ came out to only AJ's song, and that was kind of a point of contention during out the spat there. CM Punk questioned whether they're actually going to be able to set their egos aside because they weren't able to come out to one song together. They came out to their own song separately while he let AJ light it up with her theme song and came out with her. And they were both rocking her shirt, by the way. And so was Bailey earlier in the night, which was awesome. Rollins told CM Punk that AJ Lee was the best decision he's ever made in his entire personal life. He said he was going to give him a compliment. That was a compliment. He said that was smart putting her in the feud, and it's the worst thing that he's done professionally, though, which was interesting. They brought up AJ Lee's past neck issues she talked about in her book. And Becky was asking her how is her body going to react to returning after being gone 10 years, her neck injuries and issues and stuff. AJ Lee basically responded like, well, I'm Puerto Rican and from New Jersey, so sometimes I'll just shank a chick. So that was hilarious. But Rollins tried to plant tension about her neck. And and also he said that Punk has the habit of leaving when things let him down. So trying to like put that in AJ's head that he'll leave if they lose, basically. And then eventually it led to AJ slapping Rollins, and his face was hysterical. He was like completely shocked that she slapped him. He slapped him good too. And then he told Becky, kick her ass. He stole Punk's line. I would never hit a woman, but I know somebody who will. He did the same thing Punk did. And Becky was like, me, I ain't gonna. What do you do? What do you mean me? She didn't want to fight. And then her and Seth argued, and then she left the ring. And then as that was happening, Punk was in the face of Seth, I believe. And that's when Becky came in, manhandle slam AJ and Seth Punk, and started going at it and stuff like that. And then he ran off with Becky after that because then he was concerned for AJ. Really, 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 really good segment. I might have left a thing out here or there, but what was your thoughts on this segment?
I really like how AJ's been, like you said, she's been gone for 10 years, but you can still tell that she has not missed a single beat, especially on the mic. If anything, she's gotten better, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And like the moments where I think it was Seth was talking about her, or Becky was talking about her neck. She starts she starts moving her head funny and you can see like her facial expression changes, building up I guess hatred towards Becky and that sold it as well. because not saying anything is just as well to build it than I guess trying to be smart back with comebacks because we see that a lot as in I guess build ups. But the the habit of leaving when things let him down, I think that was a knock at everything Punk's done leading up to where they're at, of course with WWE and all that. But overall, like AJ really impressed me. Like I know it was 10 years ago, and I kind of have forgotten everything that she done, like
Mhm.
on the mic. But her mic skills is what really stood out to me in this
Oh
one.
yeah, she's really shown her personality. Like it's still there. Her charisma is still top notch. Like she just it oozes through it when she speaks and her body movements and her body language. So yeah, I really love, and that's what made her a fan favorite before. It's like how believable she was at being the crazy chick and she was here tonight when she was talking about shanking. She's not afraid to shank a chick. Like you could just see in her eyes the way she said it. They like widened and she's got that crazy look in her eye. Like like
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it right now. So yeah, her body language and her facial expressions are fucking A plus. Like it's just so, and I think and the crowd loved it. Like obviously it's 10 years later and she's still like getting these massive pops, obviously because she just
hmm
returned 2 weeks ago. But like the crowd eat up everything she says. Like they react to everything.
Yeah, it would almost seem like she had not left because of the way the crowd reacts to her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it didn't feel like she was gone. She left off exactly where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, great segment. That was probably one of the highlights of Raw on Monday. Um, After that, we get a match between Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano. This was rather interesting. It was a solid match. I felt like all the matches were pretty solid on Raw, but nothing really was too crazy. Um, Nothing too crazy in this match as well, but we did have the two other Americanos, whatever you want to call them, came out. The first one came out shoving Dragon Lee off the top rope, which helped the actual Grande Americano get the submission win. Then the third Americano also delivered a right hand. Did he come out during the match or was that after the match? The third one came out.
No, he came out during the match.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so the third one came out during the match
Yeah.
before the end of the match here. I'm sorry. And he hit what looked like a bop and bing type of punch that Tyler Breeze does
hmm
without putting the
Yep.
hand up. And the other one, the first one that came out is 100% Pete Dunne. So it's just, which would make sense in story because obviously it's Omos. No, I always say that, but it's obviously Ludwig Kaiser, and so he had that thing with Pete Dunne. I don't remember how long ago. It was earlier this year, backstage, or they had some interactions backstage that were interesting. We seen them talking at some point. So now it's kind of playing out in this way, which is interesting. My biggest thing was that they did the Spider-Man point meme to each other
Yeah.
after the match. That was like my favorite thing from the whole segment. But what were your thoughts on this whole match and segment?
Like you said, it didn't have anything that really, like, I guess would stand out other than, oh, Grande Americano, which we, like you said, we know is Ludwig. And how over he is still. Like, it doesn't matter who he's going up against. I said it Monday, and I still believe that this is the better version of El Grande Americano. When Chad Gable comes back, I don't think he needs to retake this character at all.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. But yeah, so I'm ready for the payoff of these other two Americanos. This has been going on for quite a bit now, like a few months. So I'm just kind of ready for a pay, or at least an advancement in the story. I feel like we really haven't gotten much else besides they've just helped matches. That's it.
You're gonna get a 6-man tag. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, probably. After that, we had a backstage segment with Lara Valkyria. She was walking back to, I'm assuming, the locker room, and she just hears Bailey yelling, like talking to herself, but like shouting.
Mhm.
Before she walks into wherever Bailey is, it stops, like her shouting, like completely stops. Lyra goes in the room. Bailey's just sitting there quietly. And she says, "Who are you talking to? Who are you yelling with?" And she's like, "Nobody, nobody." And she's obviously the role model character that she was during COVID at this point now. She's doing a split personality type thing here. And she had a different shirt on. She had a half black, half white shirt, kind of like Two-Face.
Yep.
And then she just went crazy on Lyra. Lyra didn't know what to say. She didn't even really say anything and just stood there. Yeah, she was just. It's interesting. I don't know if they're gonna have like one match. She's like the hugger. Bailey comes out in full hugger gear and then like ends the match like, what the fuck am I wearing? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know where this is going, but it's really, really intriguing. So I really like where this is going.
I do, and I'm thinking we can we can see both of them so well, like I said, with their facial expressions, but I'm hoping they figure out where they truly want it to go quickly, because we know the split personality thing can go stale quickly.
Yeah.
But I really think the face version, the hugger style, is where it should land at. But I think she has to take out Lyra first, which
I
is
would
gonna be
love if it
odd.
was like a hybrid of modern Bailey. Like I don't want it to be full hugger like what she was previously. Give me like a modern twist on it. Nothing like where it's drastic, you know what I mean? But just slightly alter it. Kind of like what Undertaker did once he left the biker gimmick and went back to the Dead Man style, but he like brought in a lot of the look of the Dead Man character, like his gear, you know, his style. He's kept the brawling style. I would
Yeah,
like if Bailey did something similar with the hugger gimmick.
yeah, it would make sense. But I think they could run this for a while, like at least a few months.
I hope it doesn't go that long. Like of her going back and forth. I mean, like a few months to me is like 3 months. That's just too long.
If we don't see it on television every
As long as
every
there's
week,
advancements in the story with it, then I guess
yeah.
I'm okay with it. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm really curious where this is gonna go. So we had Stephanie Vaquero versus Kairi Sane, which was set up earlier in the night here. And this was a really fucking good match. This is probably the match of the night. Of course, we had Oscar ringside during this. But yeah, I think Oscar at one point tried to help. I'm trying to figure out where that was. Did she help her? I do not actually see it.
Um,
I know Oscar got
no,
involved after match. She got in the ring, but
yeah,
Io got involved and argued with her. That's when they were like, that's when Io was saying, "Don't get involved in my match this Saturday." Like, so that's when they were yelling at each other in Japanese. Um, but yeah, very good match. Obviously Stephanie's in the match on NXT the next night as well. So this is the first time we've seen Stephanie in a match on Raw in quite some time. So that was kind of nice because there was like almost no build to this match, but luckily it's happened twice already, and the fans loved it each time, even though it got fucked over in the end. So I'm with just how good that was the first two times. I'm hoping it's a great match on Saturday, but I don't know why I said it in the accent, but yeah. What did you think of this match with Kairi and Stephanie?
so you was talking about this was the first time we've seen Stephanie on Raw in a while.
Match wise, yeah.
Yeah. So the last time, for what this says, she was in action was Stephanie, Nikki, Io, and Rhea when they defeated Naomi, the Green Regime, on Raw July 28th.
What the fuck? So she hadn't wrestled on Raw in 3 months or 2.5
Most
months.
basically all of August. Yeah, it's like she had time off.
Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Maybe she requested some time off. Cause I always say she went really hard when she first came in. Like NXT, she was wrestling weekly. It felt like same with Penta. Like Penta and her like came in, they were just going wrestling everyone every week, appearing. And then she started appearing on Raw and SmackDown while she was still in NXT as NXT Women's Champ, North American Champ. Then she became double champ. Like everything just happened so quick. So maybe she did just get some time off, just because she was like, I'm tired, boss. Like, you know.
Yeah, that could have been. That's also, she was missing from last week's Monday, and there was supposed to be the contract signing. It could have been that she was just had time off, and like we thought she was traveling back, and may have got some issues.
Maybe, but I was glad that she was here for the last Raw before her fucking world title match. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And obviously, plans changed because it was supposed to be her and Naomi. So who knows if maybe they gave her the time off after they were like, all right, well, Naomi's pregnant. So, or maybe it was a
Yeah,
case of like, well, Naomi's pregnant. What the fuck do we do now? Because it
yeah,
took
like
them 2
hey,
weeks after Naomi announced her pregnancy to announce what was next for the women's world title. So
yeah, that's probably what happened. They were like, hey, you still got your title shot while we try to figure it out to just make sure nothing else crazy happens to mess this up. You okay with taking vacation?
right. So after
But
that, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And I was gonna say the match. I feel like they didn't really show off Kyrie's in-ring ability a lot in this match. I feel like this was more of just a Stephanie Vaquer's back in action. Let's get her the crowd back behind her. She had a huge match. Kyrie did too, but it just feels like it was a one-sided match to me the whole time.
Yeah, it really was until the end, I'd say. But yeah, overall good match, good contest to help hype up, and then the little confrontation with Io and Asuka afterwards when Asuka was trying to beat her down. Which again in Japanese they were yelling, and then people translated on Twitter saying it was Io yelling at her, "Don't get involved on Saturday," and Asuka's like, "Will you do this alone?" So it's gonna be rather interesting. Main event, which we've seen this a lot, I feel like in different variations. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Nothing stood out in this match to me. Typical Vision versus whoever, which led to, of course, the Vision winning. They feel like they always win on the Raws, but they never win on the PLEs. Solid match. I feel like there wasn't anything super crazy here. Of course, after the match, the Vision beaten down LA and Jimmy, which led eventually to Jay coming out with a chair, running them off, and it led to LA Knight and Jay shake hands in the ring. But then, of course, LA Knight paid him back, hit him with a BFT after they shook hands and seemingly were all good. And said, "Now we're good." And of course, Jimmy was all like, "What the fuck, man?" And yeah, so that was cool. I felt like that was good for LA to get his receipt there, but kind of lackluster, same old shit ending to Raw.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was. I don't know why every week we have to have the Vision. You know, I mean, not in the main event, but like most of the time, they're there in the main event. Either tsunami the hell out of somebody, spearing someone through a barricade. I will say that the past couple weeks we have seen some form or fashion of Jay attacking LA Knight or LA Knight attacking Jay.
Yeah, that was
And I think we have to build off that, either at WrestlePalooza or the Raw after. And that's another thing. I don't know where they're going with it
yeah, I really
at
don't.
all.
I mean, which is intriguing. This is usually a good sign. So
It is, yes. Um, and like I said, I really think Jay turns heel, but I think it's not going to happen the way we all think it's going to.
really,
I don't think they have to lose for it to happen.
that's interesting to think about, honestly, because that's where I thought it was going. I could see, because I was thinking maybe he walks away from the match and leaves Jimmy to defend for himself.
If things don't go his way, yeah, and then maybe it could, Jimmy's not doing something, in the match to ensure the win, and Jay just tags himself in and wins it. It's like that's how you do it, and we can read his lips. That's what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Maybe that's possible. So yeah, okay, Raw. I felt like for a go home it was lacking, but it is what it is. I'm used to it with WWE.
Some other things for me that stood out that really wasn't, I guess, really crucial to building for WrestlePalooza. Because I feel like this was kind of Raw's go home show. I mean, technically it was. Finn Balor and the Judgment Day
Oh
backstage.
yes.
Finn got pissed off about El Grande Americano.
Yeah, he wants to know what's Dom involvement, like what's his involvement with Dom and stuff like that. Yeah.
And he's like, don't ask for our help again. Don't come to us if you need help. And then Rusev walks in.
Yeah, Rusev challenge for the IC title. So yeah, actually forgot about that segment, but it's because Dirty Dom, I ain't worried about it. Dirty Dom's gonna retain. He's the best of all time, best Mysterio.
He's double champ.
Double champ now, thank God. But yeah, solid Raw, but for a go home show, it lacked to me.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure. I agree with you.
So NXT had Homecoming, their first time returning to Full Sail for an NXT show since 2019, if I'm not wrong. 2020.
Yes.
So 5 years. Announced for the show was Oba Femi and Ricky Saints on the Grayson Waller effect. I'm looking at the wrong date. I just realized, so bear with me. I knew I literally did this last week, I think too.
It was for NXT.
There it is.
It
Okay, Homecoming.
takes a
All
while
right.
to find them.
All right. So luckily, I remember that part off the top of my head. Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, and Lyra, which was initially supposed to be Tiffany, but Tiffany and her match with Jade must have, I'm assuming, based off of the moonsault off the top where she smacked her head. That's what made her not cleared because she even finished that match.
Did you happen to see, and I don't know how accurate it is, there is supposedly a WrestlePalooza shirt that was
I did see that.
shown that Tiffany and them,
Tiffany,
Jade, and
Tiffany.
Nia.
We're gonna sorry, Tiffany, Jade, and Nia. I can't talk. My gosh.
Yeah, they got a women's title match. I forgot about that till now.
But yeah, it was on, like, I guess, the WrestlePalooza shirt, like the I was there shirt, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, so is that match going to be announced Friday? Has it already been spoiled? Or
No,
did it
because
cancel?
she's not cleared. I think she's just not cleared to compete. So yeah,
that's what they're going to do. Yeah, maybe that's just a misprint because it was supposed to happen, but then concussion protocol.
Yeah, definitely. And then Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes teaming up on this show versus DIY, Ethan Page versus Tyler Breeze for North American title, Izzy Damon, Tatum Paxley versus Charlotte and Bliss. So a lot of craziness announced for the Homecoming show. They started it with a great video package to one of the OG NXT themes, Coheed and Cambria, which I fucking vibed out to. I loved that. It was a great package, basically paying homage to the Black and Gold and the kind of early 2.0 era. Went through like everyone who'd been there. They had Bray, all kinds of people on the video package. It was great. It was a great video package. And then they started with the roar of the crowd, stop your feet, like whatever dude. I fucking was so like vibing to everything, nostalgia to the core for all of that. So that was cool. And then Triple H came out, you know, the initial guy who was part of the head booker of NXT and helped really push it. He came out, cut a promo. Eventually, it brought Shawn out. He was like Triple H thanked the crowd and everything, you know. In Full Sail, stuff like that. Shawn came out, who's now current head of NXT, and thanked Triple H for being there and stuff like that. And then eventually it led to like Triple H was like, well, what if I wanted to come back? And like he got all like fucking mad dog and Shawn. And Shawn's like, well, then we have a problem. And he got in his face. And everyone, and I'm like, oh no, a 60-year-old with a crooked eye and a fucking 50-whatever-year-old with a bad heart. This ain't good. And then, of course, fucking William Regal comes out, who was announced prior to the show that he was going to be featured on the show. He comes out, and the crowd totally steals his shtick before he could even get there. So he comes out, and the whole crowd is chanting, war games, war games, war games. And he tells them, he's like, well, if you'd let me get there, basically, I don't remember, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I'm about to get there, just give me a moment. And then they all laugh or whatever. And then he says, I know a way to settle this, gentlemen. War games, and of course, just for comedy. There's actually people in my chat like, so who's gonna be part of that? I'm like, it's a meme. They're memeing. They're joking, just for fun. They're like, but yeah, no, so. Shawn and Triple H aren't gonna be in it. They'll just do like what Hogan and Ric Flair did in Saudi that one time, and then get people to fight from. I'm like, no, shut the fuck up, no.
That'll be the main event of night one,
right?
Saudi Arabia,
right? Exactly. So that was a fun segment. Oh, and then it led to Charlotte and Bliss coming out and talking about how the women were the backbone of NXT and stuff like that. It was funny though too. People are making it into like a thing though online where they're saying like when she said that Charlotte, Shawn was smiling the whole time, and then Triple H was looking like still like the mad dog type of look, and like people thinking like, oh, he didn't like that she said that. He fucking knew she was gonna say that. Shut the fuck up. But great opening segment. I really liked it. It was good comedy from Shawn and Triple H, and it was cool bringing Charlotte and Bliss out there. Obviously, it went right into their match, but bringing them out there to kind of like say, hey, the women were always like, this is where the revolution happened, where it kind of took place again earlier this year and last year. So it was great. I loved that opening segment. It just made me so happy.
Yeah, I like the name drops that Bliss did.
She said Athena. She said Ember Moon.
Ember.
Yeah.
And see, and another one, and I was really expecting, and I don't know if they could have name dropped Sasha.
Oh my god! So that video. Okay, so my video of that reaction of like when they're out there and she's starting to say names, I literally said live, and it's on my reaction video. Please say Sasha Banks. Please say Sasha Banks. You won't. Like I'm like begging them to say Sasha. I go because that's my all-time favorite match. Sasha and Bayley, Brooklyn. That's my like not my, but my favorite. If I want to say women's match, that's my favorite women's match. It's fucking incredible. So I said that, and like people in my comments, they'll never say her. They don't want her back. She has too many fucking belts. God. But anyways, so I hate how disrespectful people can be towards her just because she fucking did what she wanted to do. It's so annoying.
Yeah, but the name drops, that was great. I was really hoping Sasha would come up because the 4 horsewomen of NXT, like that was a big thing at that point. For the start of NXT. So I guess I was hoping for that. And then, Regal coming out, like, even my chat was like, if they did do that, who would they put from NXT and who would they put from Raw or SmackDown? I was like, if it did happen, maybe that would free up your main eventers, your title holders, to not have to be in War Games, like Seth and Cody.
Yep.
But it's like you said, it was all for a meme.
Yeah, no, it was nothing I didn't think anyone should focus on at all. I think it's just for laughs because we haven't heard him say it in a moment. But yeah, great segment. It led right into the Tatum and Izzy versus Charlotte and Bliss match, which we'll just jump right into that match. So that match was really good. Tatum is super underrated. I feel like in the ring, she's so good. I loved how they started it with her and Bliss. Bliss had Lily and she had her Barbie doll, and they just kind of stood at each other, staring at each other, and got kind of close to each other. And then the ref was like, basically telling them like, all right, match is on or whatever. And they, at the exact same second, both turn their head perfectly. They don't move their bodies. They're just holding their dolls. Both go boom right at the ref, and the ref's like, all right, yep, let's get it going. And I was like, oh my god, that was so cool. They that was the perfect timing. Like they could not have timed that any better. So that was a cool little opening. They started. We also got Izzy and Charlotte in the ring. Charlotte's 6 feet, I believe, and so Izzy's taller than her.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Izzy was like at least a good 2 to 3 inches taller.
Yeah, I didn't realize how tall Izzy was.
Yeah, she's a monster. But fun match. We had of course the women tag titles stayed on Flair and Bliss. Yeah, I mean it was really good. I thought they did a really good job kicking off the show. Match was really good. Nothing bad happened during the match. Like that, there's no botches and seemed like any missed timings. Like I thought they kept a good story that kept me interested the whole time.
Yeah. So of course the big things that I noticed was, so you have the culling come straight from commercial break, and so the crowd starts chanting 10 at Spears.
Oh yeah, Charlotte went up to him and did the 10. Yeah, I saw that.
He hated it, but that's who he was in NXT.
Well, he even tweeted a GIF of him doing the 10 like a couple hours before the show. So,
and then Booker T even made a statement. The start of the match for Bliss and Tatum, the move set was almost identical, and then I think it was like a deep arm drag, or maybe Tatum tried doing something that threw Alexa into the rope, and she caught herself.
mm-hmm.
And then Tatum done like her little catch where she rolled out of it, and they just stared at each other. And Booker T was like, Tatum has finally found her match.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked how everything was set up. And of course, Sister Abigail into the pinfall on Tatum, which is leading to what I think Izzy's going to.
Yeah, Izzy looked mad. Izzy looked really mad that Tatum lost the match for them. She looked furious. So definitely going to lead to that already, which I'm not against because I don't think she should be part of the calling. Tatum, I think she's too good.
No.
Actually, Izzy, I became a big fan of Izzy with the calling. Not gonna lie. But after that, we had a backstage segment with Zarya and Sol Ruca were talking backstage. They were disagreeing, having a little disagreement, kind of arguing with each other. And it led to, was it Lainey Reed who walked up? Or was it was someone before Shayna, right? Didn't someone else walk up before Shayna did?
I think Lainey Reed was in there. Yeah,
someone walked up to them first.
Focusing on the... Yeah,
because Lainey's in the speed tournament.
Candace.
Yeah, so she's in the finals. Yeah.
Title.
So, and then she walked away, and of course, Sol was like pissed after what Lainey said. And then Shayna Baszler, who got released earlier this year from the WWE, walked up, and she got a good reaction too. I mean, she was I think it's like one of the longest women's NXT champions of all time, if not the longest.
Yes.
And she talked about how they need to get on the same page and they need to apologize to each other because she learned that basically, I forget, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said like basically that they need each other. Like that's the best thing for them.
Yeah, she said they need a they need a makeup because she knows how it feels to lose someone. Basically, I think that's how she said it because you got to think everyone she's been tag partners with has left.
Excuse me.
Her and
Yeah.
Rousey had a falling out. Rousey left. Zoe got hurt. She still ain't came back. That's because of injury. Um, and then Pure Fusion Collective that became
Yeah.
absolutely
Sonya got
nothing.
released. Yeah.
So she knows how it is to be alone because of egos getting in the way.
Yeah. So it was a really cool segment. I was really surprised at how the crowd reacted to her. They popped big for Shayna.
Yeah, and there's one on this. We'll get to it later throughout the show here that the crowd did not pop for, and
It's
I
not
was
the
kind of
crowd. It's not the crowd. The crowd popped. It was the WWE didn't have the crowd feed going.
okay because I was like, damn, this should be a
Because
pop for
then
that.
Joe came up and then we heard a pop. It's because they didn't
Yeah,
have the audio.
exactly.
They didn't have the audio feed going when Bobby showed up.
Yeah,
That's why it was quiet. They didn't. The production didn't have it ready. They didn't turn up the audio for the crowd.
that would make sense.
Yep, production error. That's my guess because no way WWE would want that. They're too smart for that.
No.
They're too smart for
Yeah.
that. I think it was just production error and they couldn't fix it. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to the YouTube feed and they like popped in some fake crowd or some shit. So after that, we got Trick Mellow Gang reuniting against DIY, which is interesting because DIY is face in NXT, but they're heels on SmackDown. This was a fun match. This was really fucking good. It was awesome because obviously Trick and Mellow came out to their things, kind of like similar to how they used to come out. And then we didn't get the OG DIY theme this time. We didn't get their current theme. We got each of them coming out separately to their own themes from NXT. The Heart Beep into No One Will Survive. Tommaso Ciampa came out first, and he had a dope ass fucking face paint on. I don't even know what it was, but it was dope. It was like yellow, like skeleton looking thing. And then of course Johnny got the OG version of Rebel Heart, not the one that they gave him on the main roster before they reunited DIY. Which I like wanted to cry because I love that song. It's like the best Def Rebel song, I think. Or not Def Rebel, CFOs. So yeah, that was amazing. What did you think of that? The entrances that they got?
Oh, it was great. I was talking to my chat about, all the people that are coming back from the main roster to be here for homecoming. They should not have their entrances that they currently have.
Yeah.
We should get either their tag team entrances or solo entrances, or just, in a sense, have that. Even gear, I was hoping would almost be like that, to pay respect to where they started from. And of course, we didn't get that with Charlotte and Alexa, but this we did. I popped good for it myself because the second it happened, I was like, "Oh shit, yes, it's happening!" Like we're gonna get the original Gargano and Johnny Wrestling, and that's exactly what we got.
Yeah, it was awesome. The match was really good too. Trick Mello, they worked great as a team together here. I mean, they looked like they never missed a step. Like, same with DIY looked great. The whole match was good. Fast-paced match. Of course, there was a spot where Trick looked like he was going to go after Mello. As Mello had his back to him, the crowd popped to it. Like, they were like popping. So Mello turns around, but Trick runs and jumps over Mello. And he takes out, I forgot who of DIY, but that was fucking cool. I really like that.
Yeah. He gave the John Cena heel tone tease, and they did the exact opposite.
Yeah, it was super, super good. At the end, Mello and Williams did cheat to win because the Miz showed up and he took out, I forget who he took out, but I think it was Gargano. So it led to them getting the win over. Oh, and also at one point during the match, they hit a shatter machine, which was awesome. DIY did. But yeah, Miz helps Mello and Trick get the win. What was your thoughts on that?
It's smart because Miz is still building up Hayes, that he is the guy. He won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. We can, I can make you him. So he's trying to build that confidence. And I think eventually he's going to turn on him either when he goes to win a singles title or after he does it. It'll happen somewhere in there. Um, my biggest takeaway, though, was how Booker T and Vic was talking constantly about
About Twitter.
TNA tweeting.
Yeah, so a
And
lot of the TNA talent was tweeting about them being pissed at how the title's there, basically, and how yada yada yada. They're just mad that Trick has the title, basically. Like it was
yeah,
everyone.
but and what I'm hoping we get is, you remember how they done the original Invasion?
Yeah,
That
all the
pay
invasion
that
angles in wrestling that I've ever been done have sucked. I have no high hopes
yeah,
for this.
I know, but I'm hoping this one could capitalize
I
good.
don't have any hope. I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. That's it.
But
Because every
this
invasion
also
angle in wrestling has sucked.
it has. But I think that's what we're getting, a modern invasion with TNA. And you even had TNA alumni commenting about it, so they could
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, they're definitely setting that up, which we'll get to more here in a minute because there's a segment that really set that up. But that's it on this one. I think after this we just went into the Tyler Breeze and Page match. I don't see anything that was in between this.
Nothing backstage happened that I can remember either.
Yeah, so okay, so went into this match. I hate to say this. This match was awesome, but the crowd did not care about Tyler Breeze as much as they cared about other people.
I think
like some people thought maybe last week it was just because he came out of the crowd instead of through the Tron, but like he came out through the Tron, did his entrance, and it was like you could hear people just yapping in the crowd. Like there was pop, like a tiny pop, but it was you would have think that he's been there every week, and the crowd just not interested.
Yeah, unfortunately, but Tyler Breeze, he still looked like like he hadn't missed a beat. I think the last time we had seen him was in 21 with Fandango. Doing something on NXT. But I mean, other than that, like I know he's backstage doing a lot.
Yeah,
He does up, down, down with Xavier. He's big in the 2K environment.
yeah. I mean, and then we also had Dr. Wagner Jr. ringside for this one too, the Latin American champion from AAA.
I feel like there could have been someone else. Like, and that's another thing. Like, it just was such an odd match. Like, he just showed up and laid on Ethan, and hey, well, I got a match.
Well, yeah,
like,
and it was a really good match. I even said after, like, bring Breeze back. This man can fucking put on matches like crazy. Like that was a great match.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crowd just didn't seem interested in this. And then, but they did announce later on, I forget exactly when, that it was going to be Tavion Heights versus, I think it was what's his name came and told him.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. It was really. I was having internet issues Tuesday. I tend to have internet issues every Tuesday now for some reason. So I only came back to him talking about the hot tub celebration he had with the North American title years ago. So I was like, wait, what the fuck did I just come back to? Because like I was like, I remember that. Why is he telling him about that? And then he was like, you getting your North American title. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. Some of these appearances felt so stupid. Like I'll just say this now. Like they had advertised yesterday, like 3 hours before NXT, that Bianca Belair would be appearing. She was in the fucking crowd during the main event. That was it.
Yep.
They showed her like, hey, Bianca Belair's here. And then they went to the match. And they never showed her again. Like focused on her again.
And I don't even think she got like, the camera didn't pan back to her. She didn't get.
She might have been seen like just sitting there like at certain angles, but like during the match. But yeah, they never focused on her again. It was like forgotten about immediately. But yeah, so Ethan Page defeated Breeze. It was for the North American title. Page is facing Tavion Heights at No Mercy for the North American title now. Sami Zayn appeared after this match. He showed up and was talking with whoever was interviewing him, but then Javon Evans comes up. He was there to talk to Javon, hypes Javon up. He says, "I see myself in you, you know, basically ultimate underdog. And you're going to have a big career ahead of you." Just hyped him up. Yeah. I mean, pretty cool. They're really going to push Javon. I think Javon's going to end up being the guy that defeats Oba.
Yeah, he will be, and I don't think it's a bad idea. There are people that do not think it should happen. I think it could have happened 2 months ago, and you could have already had Oba on the main roster. I think Oba had been ready for the main roster for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think they're just waiting a little longer to give Javon a little more of a push. But yet again, I mean, he's had the okay from RVD, Randy Orton, um, now Sami Zayn.
Taker.
The Undertaker has talked to him.
Yeah.
So who else has got to be like, this guy needs a rocket strapped to his back yesterday
Right.
for them to finally make that decision?
Oh, and also Josh Briggs got involved in that segment and got in Evan's face, and then they started brawling.
Yeah,
I forgot
that's
about
true
that.
too. Yeah.
After that, we go into the Grayson Waller effect with Ricky Saints and Oba Femi. Of course, Grayson Waller puts both of them down. I like that Grayson Waller had the Instagram live going again. He hasn't done that since he left NXT during the Grayson Waller effects. So that's always fun. So he was live on Instagram while he did the Grayson Waller effect. Of course, he was basically putting both guys down. Eventually, it led to Oba and Ricky saying, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you." They had some good back and forth. I forget exactly what Oba told Ricky. He said like, "All you have is like your pose," or whatever it was, something like that. But eventually, it led to Trick Williams coming out at the TNA title and saying that he still wants that shot at Oba, blah blah blah. And then it led to Waller basically putting a match together for next Tuesday, which was shocking to me. And it's gonna be title for title, winner takes all. Oba Femi putting the NXT title on, Trick Williams putting the TNA title on the line. And it led to more angry tweets afterwards from TNA wrestlers and alumni about the TNA title not getting defended against a TNA wrestler prior to, I think, Victory Road next Friday. So, yeah, it's obviously with all the tweets from the TNA talent commentary, like you said earlier, once again was focusing on how people from TNA were tweeting about Trick and the TNA title all night. And with that match getting set up, it's definitely going to lead to they've started some type of an invasion. I feel like that during that match, we'll see Mike Santana, Joe Henry, Frankie Kazarian. We'll see them all. We'll see basically anyone that you can think of, Moose. And I think that's going to lead to just a crazy breakdown brawl.
Yes, yeah. Everyone's gonna show up. It's gonna be chaos. Doesn't Mike Santana have a TNA title shot?
Yeah, Bound for Glory, which is in a couple weeks here in October.
Yeah,
like 3 weeks or something.
I don't know if it's going to be like the NXT invasion. I don't know if it's going to be how I think it was WCW invaded, if I remember correctly. But like you said, they've all been horribly done, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one.
So we already talked about the Tavion thing, which happened after this. Yeah, then after that was just the main event. Got Rhea, Stephanie, and Lyra versus the Fatal Influence group, and it was okay.
Yeah, so not to cut back on the Bobby and Joe Henry segment.
Oh, yes. I did forget that. I'm sorry.
And I caught this, and I think you probably did too. Bobby told Joe, now that you're part of NXT. I don't know if you heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any like news that you've seen? Is Joe still with TNA, or is he with NXT, or is it just he meant that as in like the partnership?
I don't know how he meant it. Like, I really don't know how he meant it, but Joe is still under TNA contract. Yes. They've obviously in TNA storylines, I guess, have been phasing him out in a way of like the title picture. I think, I don't remember for sure, but I think his contract is supposed to go to the either end of this year or the beginning of next year, something like that. But obviously with the partnership, he is more featured on WWE. So essentially they're doing what they did with Jordan, but more so with Joe because he's super over. Is
Yeah,
my
it's
guess. I
shame
really
that-
haven't heard anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was, and other than the crowd not being there but being there, obviously, and then him getting the glorious soundtrack ran over.
Yeah, I hated that segment. That was stupid.
Yeah. And then, of course, we figured out Charlie Dempsey's taking some time off to go to Japan,
Yeah, he's gonna go to Noah, I think. I'm assuming.
which leaves Ren Sinclair in charge. I think she's going to do something wild. Like, she's going to try to change the group, bring somebody in, something.
Definitely was. I didn't even honestly because I don't think I even heard that part of this thing. So it was just focused on the
Yeah.
Bobby Roode no pop. No,
Which
but so
didn't
he got a
exist.
pop. But if you guys missed it when they showed him on the screen, it was just pure silence. And my reaction was, why aren't they? Where's the crowd audio? Like I knew right away they just didn't have it up. I was like, why is there no crowd audio? And then when they did the Joe Henry spot, and I was like, see, they didn't have it up. It wasn't like a no pop thing. It was just that they didn't have the audio up for some reason.
And there was another thing that I even forgot till looking farther down here on my the review stuff. Finn Balor helped
Oh yeah, I don't know how I
and
didn't see that.
got a great pop.
So
And
Finn,
he
yeah.
had-
So we had Lexus King in the ring, and he was talking about the what was it, lights out match or whatever he's having with Miles Barn next Tuesday or some shit. And so he was just talking shit on that, and then Finn came out to his, his normal Finn theme, with the, I guess I said OGBC because I have that shirt, so that's what made me think of. So came out and did the whole like the big light, bright light entrance where he did the turn and everything, the guns, and that was fucking great. And then while he was on the top rope, like doing his pose, with his entrance, getting the biggest pop of the night probably. Miles Bourne attacked Lexus King, and then it led to Finn Balor hitting a coup de grace on Lexus. Yeah, totally forgot about that segment.
It happened at an odd spot. I think it was in between the main event and right after Joe Henry.
I don't even have it in the thing.
It's not. So the one I'm looking at that I got mine from, like my review off of, it's at the very bottom. And it's not even mentioned a lot. It says Balor acted like his baby face when they are heels on the main. Oh, it says DIY and Balor acted like baby face when they were heels on the main roster.
Yeah, it's not on mine at all. But yeah, I totally forgot about that segment. But yeah, that happened. And then the main event was like fun. Like it wasn't bad, but it was like it didn't really give me anything. It's just the former NXT talent beating the current NXT talent and the women's champion. Like, oh, that's fun. You made your NXT women's champion look great.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of
Didn't
people
look bad, but
a lot of people think that Jasmine Nix is getting weeded out of the group.
I think they're just gonna break up the whole group because she always yells at both of them.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But you had your, I don't think, no, because JC got thrown out of the ring. Jasmine and Fallon took the double devil's kiss. And then that's when I think Rhea hit the riptide. I just can't remember who took the pin.
Yeah, I mean it was fun, but it was like I don't know, nothing stood out about it.
No, it was a good match for everybody, but it was a big ending to the show, and Charlotte and Alexa started it with the statement, the women's revolution started in NXT, and that's how they ended it.
All right, so let's just jump into Dynamite or September to Remember because it's 3 hours worth of shit to talk about. So let's try to get through this quickly as we can here. So Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher started off with their contract signing. It was a really good segment here. They kind of reiterated the whole Kyle's not ready thing type stuff that Hangman went through with Jericho. Callis did reveal that he wants revenge for Hangman defeating Kenny for the world title, which was interesting. Obviously in this match, they added the stipulation if anyone from the Don Callis family gets involved, including Don himself, Tony Khan has agreed that Kyle Fletcher will lose the match immediately and be stripped of the TNT title. And that's if Don or any member of the Callis family get involved. That's pretty cool. I'm hoping it stays clean then. But I could see it ending with someone getting involved and joining the family because they're so big of a faction. They're like almost 10 people deep already.
And so, like I said on my prediction, the one person I think, and I cannot remember his name, and I hate it because he hasn't been there in a while, but he got added in during the Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay stuff. Um, it was the other one with Ospreay and Kyle when they were still overseas. I'm drawing a blank on his name, and I hate it. But
Yeah,
I
I'm not
feel like
sure.
he could be the one that could cost Kyle this match because he's technically still part of the Don Callis family.
Well, if he's part of the Don Callis family, then he can't get involved. Then that means Kyle Fletcher loses the title. His title is stripped.
Exactly.
I just don't see that happening. I just don't.
I mean, it would be interesting because that would push Kyle even more towards where we could actually see him winning the title. Because right now, I hate to say it, but we know he's not winning. I don't see them doing a double champ in AEW again right now with Mercedes having 9.
Well, I mean, I don't even remember the last time we've had a double champion who's held 2 AEW titles. Hers is only one, so.
Oh yeah, well, she ain't got 2, but yeah. Well, Bandito. I mean, if you count Ring of Honor tag,
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't watch Ring of Honor weekly, so. But I don't know.
but yeah,
This was a great segment. They really hyped it up really well. With Kyle Fletcher, making him feel like worthy to be in the spot. Because initially it was supposed to be Wardlow, supposedly, according to Fightful Select.
Mhm.
But his injury derailed that, so they went on to Fletcher here. Yeah, really good opening segment. Really got me hyped for what I'm assuming will be the main event of All Out.
I hope so. Because with what we know as the opening for WrestlePalooza, I'm okay with it going over.
Oh, it's definitely gonna go over. It's gonna go over
Yeah.
4 hours. It's a 4-hour difference from when All Out starts and WrestlePalooza starts, so it's gonna go over 4 for sure.
Yeah, and Mark Davis is his name.
But he's part of the Callis fam too.
I know, but
But then
that's what I was saying.
I don't like that. I don't like that. It's not gonna happen. They ain't gonna go that route.
It won't, but it would be interesting.
All right. So after this, I don't remember if we got a segment after that. I don't think so. I think we just jumped right into Moxley versus Roderick Strong here. Of course, Marina and the newly Death Rider, Dana Garcia, came out. Really good match. Really good match. These two meshed really well. Of course, Yuta and Marina started getting involved in the match. Not surprised. There was a part where we finally got an interaction with Roddy and his wife, Marina. So they started staring each other down because she was getting involved. And then, who was it? Was it Daniel and someone else started fighting right next to him? I forgot who it was.
It was Daniel and Kyle, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kyle Fletcher and Daniel. There you go. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a fun little interaction with Marina and Roddy because they're married and they have a kid in real life. So that was really fun to see. And I think it led just to Mox coming in and smacking Roddy while he was staring her down, basically, or hitting him. But Mox, of course, ends up getting the win by the submission. Oh, and we also had a hype package prior to that with Moxley and Darby, which was really good for their match at the Coffin match.
It was.
And it was with Bryan Danielson. Brian was really good on commentary. Talked about why Wheeler Yuta was the future of the business because he continues to follow the Death Riders, and he says that where he has given up on Wheeler Yuta. I'm sorry, he gave up on Wheeler Yuta as the future of the business because he continues to follow Death Riders. He's a follower. He's not a leader. That's what he kept saying about Utah. But yeah, really good match.
It was. And also, I think it might have been right before this match or after.
I think it was after the Tony Khan MJF thing.
No, the Garcia Shibata announcement where he stated that he wanted to go round 3, and that's actually on the.
I thought it was later, but it might have been.
That's on the, which is now I figured out it's going to be live on TBS. The pre-show.
Yeah, so the pre-show is not on YouTube for us in America. It's on TBS or TNT, one of the two, and HBO Max. That's the only way to watch the pre-show for us in America.
Which I think is cool. It gets more people eyes on the product.
I hate it because my plan was to use my VPN. Well, I ordered it through Triller. I use my VPN because it's cheaper. Don't hate me, AEW. But I use my VPN, and I ordered it earlier today. So I hate that because then I don't know if I'll be able to pull. Well, maybe I have one browser that doesn't get affected by it because I have it where it doesn't. So I might be able to watch it on there. But like I'd have to like make sure I'm using correct browsers because then one will be using the VPN, one won't be. Because I don't think I can use HBO Max outside the US. I'll be in Australia. That's where I ordered it from my VPN. But yeah, so I have to watch it with the VPN, and I'm doing the same with WrestlePalooza and Netflix. I ain't paying $30 for fucking ESPN. So I'm just, and I've been having internet issues, so I'm hoping the internet's good on Saturday because when the VPN is on and when I have internet issues, it like exacerbates it. So I'm fucking nervous if like I bought this fucking pay-per-view via VPN if it's gonna work or not. Because my stupid internet. Yeah, Xfinity sucks dick. Don't get Xfinity. But I don't remember when they announced that. I feel like it was later, but they might have done that with Daniel before this match. I thought you were about to bring up the MJF Tony Khan thing, which happened after this match.
No, but that was a good segment as well. And what I think made it better is if we would have seen the interaction.
I couldn't buy Tony being mad at MJF. So MJF walks into Tony Khan's office and he's trying to get out of the match or like change the stipulation of the match, the tax and tables match. And Tony just berates him. He's like, after the thing you did with the, but he does it, and it's Tony Khan. So if like we've been to AEW, so like he comes out after the shows and he usually talks, and it's just the way his speaking voice and like on the mic is so interesting to me. It's like he's shouting but quietly, so it's always like his voice but shouting, but you can tell he's not trying to be too loud while he's trying to be hype. He's like, "Welcome to AEW," like that's just literally how he talks. So he was doing that here with that's just how he talks, I guess, when he's like hyped or mad or whatever. So he was yelling at MJF, "Oh, your contract issue a few years ago." I was like, oh my God, Tony, you already lost me, dude. You already fucking lost me in this segment. I think it would have been way worse if we seen Tony. His acting skills would have been shit. MJF would have been like, can we just do this where they hear it and not see it? Because
the big thing for me, he like you said, he's yelling about the contract thing, and MJF said, "Oh, so you put your big boy pants on and came to work today, huh?" It's like, oh God.
Yeah, no, he said some good shit back to him, but Tony didn't let him. He didn't change the stipulation of the match. He wouldn't let him quit the match or not be in the match. So, and Jeff left angry. That was go back and watch the segment. We're not doing it justice. It's like 30-40 seconds, but it's hysterical. After that is when we got the Darby Allin interview with Bryan Danielson. Talked about his Mount Everest climb. Talked about how he got the promo on Mox. He showed footage of like him making the climb in different spots, like walking like over these big crevices that were crazy looking, and just doing the whole trip up. And when he made it to the top with his oxygen mask, putting the AEW flag, talked about how important that was to put the AEW flag on top of Mount Everest, on top of the world. Talked about cutting that promo on Moxley on top of Mount Everest, and then he told Bryan not to get involved in his match with Mox. Like I know you have history, yada yada yada. I don't want you to do what you did at All In, basically. And Bryan says, "Okay, yeah, no problem. Got my word." He goes, "Only if you do one thing for me." And he whispers something to Darby, and Darby just says, "You have my word," and walks away. We have no idea what that is. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's do what they did to me, do what they did to us.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the chair or the bag. Because Bryan, or not Bryan, because they tried to do the bag at All In too, but Bryan stopped them. So I think he wants them to do something similar to what they did to him.
My only thing is, do we see Orange Cassidy here in that match? He's healed. He's ready. He's just waiting to be put in.
Maybe. But only if he's getting outnumbered. I don't think he turns heel or anything. I don't see any other reason for it. No. I know he got taken out by them, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we might.
I don't see him taking the Daniel route and giving up because there's nothing else that can do. If you can't beat him, join them. I don't think that's where we're at yet with OC.
So I know we were just talking about how I use the VPN, but Long Beach Hippie coming in clutch in the chat saying, don't forget Fubo has ESPN with the new deal or whatever. And it says it'll have WrestlePalooza. So currently they're giving out 10-day free trials. The PLE will be included with your 10-day free trials. Just a thought is what Long Beach Hippie said in the chat.
Oh, nice.
So
I
shout
didn't
out
know that.
Long Beach
Shout
Hippie.
out, yeah.
For y'all who don't want to pay for ESPN, go sign up for Fubo TV, and it's basically the same thing. It's a live streaming of cable, and it has ESPN. Make sure you choose. I don't know if there's different versions. I've never had Fubo, so
No.
get Fubo, and it's included apparently on the ESPN deals, according to Long Beach Hippie. I think Hulu is the other one, and a few other ones, but very minimal what they are. But yeah, so so the interesting segment with Brian and Darby. I'm really curious what he told him. I think we jumped straight into Bobby versus Toa here. Which was a really interesting match. I didn't expect it to get as much time as it did.
No, it got a lot of time.
Got a lot.
And I remember someone in my chat said is meaty men,
Big meaty
the
men
biggie,
slapping meat.
yeah. And like that's what, in a sense, it was just powerhouse. It was a powerhouse match because they both gave big clotheslines. It didn't affect either one
Bobby
of them.
took a big bump. Like he took a big. It was like a. I don't remember what Toa hit him with, but like I even remember like he like flopped hard, and I was like, oh my god, Bobby just took a massive bump and sell for Toa. Holy shit!
The pounce that
yeah. Like he flopped like he was Ricochet getting hit by fucking him. Like it was so crazy. I was like, oh my god, he's really working, like making Toa look big here. But yeah, Lashley got the win after he got the hurt lock. I forgot what they call it now. I think it's still a hurt lock. He got the hurt lock in, and Toa passed out, so the referee stopped it and never tapped. Of course, during the match, Ricochet got involved. MVP smacked the shit out of him. It was hilarious.
That was a real right hand.
He fucking
to the jaw.
Yeah, he fucked the shit out of his jaw, which was hilarious. But of course, Gates of Agony and Ricochet got involved, but still Lashley got the win. What'd you think of that whole segment match?
Match was great. I think I talked about it when we first started. I wanted to see this match a week ago when they were brought in the 2300 arena because I felt like these two could really sell and build up the 6-man tag, and that's what happened. Toa not tapping really shows that Toa is going to use that in the advantage that, hey, you can't beat me, I won't give up. And then you see MVP again. Not only does he slap the shit or punch Ricochet, he also breaks another cane across his back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did break the cane. Yeah.
So, and then I think Bishop Khan got the upper hand on Lashley. Not Lashley, but Benjamin again, which is interesting because Shelton is normally the one that throws everybody around. But this, out of all the matches on the card, this is probably up there with like the top 2 that I'm excited for.
Yeah, I hope it's good. Hope the whole pay-per-view is good. Excuse me. After this, we went right into FTR and Christian Cage and Copeland face to face. I'm not gonna lie, I was not that invested in this promo.
I wasn't either, because I feel like FTR says the same thing.
It really was. It wasn't bad. I just wasn't invested. Like I wouldn't want to say it was a bad segment by any means. Just I don't know. I just felt like it didn't. I don't know. It didn't do anything extra for me here. I mean, the brawl was cool at the end. It led to Dax. Looked like he might have broke his nose. I don't know. He was a bloody nose, and they showed him on that ramp. His nose looks slightly crooked, but he's a wrestler. Maybe it was always like that. I don't know.
What I noticed was, and I thought the same thing, but his nose, not only was it crooked, but it was already at the base from where it goes cartilage to kind of like bone.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I was saying on stream, I was like, that's fucking broken. Like that's a broken nose.
It looked like it already turned purple.
I didn't notice that
quick.
But yeah, I don't know. It was really didn't grab me. I mean, Cash talked about his first encounter with Cope in a gym. He called them a mediocre team carried by two other mediocre teams, obviously referencing the Hardys and the Dudleys. I mean, well, not referencing them, but basically who he's talking about. The one thing that I did pop at was when he said Cope and Cage, Edge did, or Adam Copeland, and Christian, like he didn't really say much. He just goes Cage and Cope, And then he puts his mic back down, and then Edge is just staring at him, or Cope's just staring at him. Like, okay, well, Agent Cope, like whatever. But yeah, then it led to the brawl. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It did nothing for me. This segment really didn't. Besides the bloody nose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this match. Like, I haven't, yeah, but I don't know. I'm glad it's not for the damn tag titles. I was really worried that that's where it was going to go when FTO was in the match
I
last
actually thought it was going to go
pay-per-view.
there, and I thought it would make sense to do it, but yeah, they didn't go there.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not. It didn't need it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea to not do it for the titles. So then speaking of the tag titles, right after this was the first qualifying match for the Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the tag titles against Brodito at All Out. It was the Young Bucks taking on the Bang Bang Gang, of course, Austin and Juice. Really good match. Really fucking good match. Bucks continue to show that they're one of the best tag teams today. Earlier we missed talking about they did a segment backstage where they gave the production basically money to play their full entrance and stuff like that. When they arrived to the arena, I think it was a backstage segment with Renee. So they got their full entrance. They didn't get any fucked with during their entrance. It was back to normal, which I was a little sad about. I was hoping there'd be a little something, but it was a full normal entrance for the Bucks and their music and everything. Yeah, really good match here with Juice and Austin. Yeah, I mean, they talked about BTE. They talked about spending the money at the casino. They didn't talk about the knife or anything. Yeah, I mean, other than that, really good tag match with the Bucks winning.
Yeah, like you said, they got their actual entrance back, which I was excited for, because they have now fulfilled the Baron Corbin experience. Dead broke, casino, won the money, and now they're rich, living the high life. They even tried paying off Rick Knox.
Oh
in the
yeah,
match.
that's right. They
And he
did.
threw the
And he threw
money.
the money. Like they put it in his pocket and he goes and it went everywhere. I think they also try to give Renee money, if I'm not mistaken, before the
Oh
match
yeah,
in
she
that
took the
promo.
money. Yeah, backstage. Austin, he blocked the Melch driver, which I didn't realize that was called the Melch driver.
What? Yes,
Yeah.
Meltzer tried. Yeah, that's what it was there. That's how why people hated them. They always acknowledged Dave Meltzer. So in the indie scene, it was the Meltzer driver. Then it became the TK driver.
Yeah, it did. That's what I've always called it, the TK driver.
Well, they only called it that when they did it on Tony Khan. It was always the Meltzer driver
Yeah.
before that.
But I really thought the Guns had this match. When he hit the Blade Runner, when Juice got the Blade Runner on Matt, I was like, oh, they got it. They're gonna put over the Guns.
I always look at when someone uses someone else's finisher in the way of like, oh, that's not their finisher. They haven't perfected it like in kayfabe. They haven't perfected it like the other wrestler, that they ain't gonna win with that. It's cool to see always like that, like the shout out to Jay with the Blade Runner. But like I was like, nah, he ain't gonna win with that. It didn't grab me. That's always my mindset. As soon as I see someone else do someone else's move, finishing move specifically, I'm like, they ain't gonna win.
That's true. And then the famous on the outside by Austin, right? Yes.
Yeah, by Austin. I always say Colton. I always mix them up somehow.
Yeah, I do it every time. But yeah, it was a great match. Honestly, the Guns continue to impress me. How Juice and Austin's in-ring chemistry as a tag team works, but I feel like it's about to come to an end. And if it does, I don't know what they're gonna do with Colton and Jay when they come back.
Okay, so was there a segment after this? Because it looks like on my end it just says it went straight into the Beast Mortos Masquerade Dorada match, which I believe was the top. Like it went because I was watching on HBO Max. I don't know how you watched. So like once the 2-hour Dynamite ended, the HBO feed ended, and I had to click on the Collision feed.
So I watched it on TBS, regular television. I normally don't watch this on Max because for some reason it doesn't work well for me. I don't know why. But I don't know if this was Dorada the match that came after.
That's what it says on my end. I don't see anything segment or anything. It might have been the segment. I just don't see what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember. But either way, that was a great match as well. Was surprising.
Yeah, it was not bad. I mean, Lucha, so you didn't Beast Mortals. I was surprised that Dorada won. I said it earlier during our predictions. I didn't think he was gonna win. I always had whoever was winning was gonna eat the pin from Takeshita at All Out. That's always how I had it going. I just didn't think it was gonna be Dorada. But yeah, good match. Nothing really crazy during this match besides the crowd was really into it. Dorada hit a Canadian Destroyer on the apron, which was really cool.
God.
But yeah, really just overall just great graps, honestly. Really good match.
Yeah, it was. And I think he won off of a backbreaker shooting star press.
Something
I
crazy.
didn't think that was gonna win the match. I really thought Mordos was gonna kick out.
Yeah, the win of the match came out. It kind of felt like it came out of like nowhere.
Which I think really is what surprised everybody. But some people, of course, would like. I had Beast Mordos winning. I think you did as well.
Yeah.
Like, and he could have even probably been the surprise pick to win that match if he would have. But I don't know what they're doing with Mordos now because it's not like he's in LFI anymore. I haven't seen him with them in a while.
I don't know what he's doing.
But then, of course, after that, we had I think we talked about it, but the stare down with Okada and Takeshita, which, led into that springboard, which kind of gave me the idea that Dorada is going to try to upset the field walking into All Out and become the unified champion, which that would be the shock of the night, but I don't see that happening.
No, yeah, I got Takeshita walking out the winner by pinning Dorada. So I think after that we just went into. I don't think there was a. I'm just double checking here. Yeah, I just went into Tekla and Queen Aminata. It looks like the no holds barred match. This match was awesome.
Yeah,
oh no, wait, was
Tony?
Oh, the Tony spotlight. I feel like I didn't see that. I feel like I might have went to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Oh no, the Tony on the ramp. That's what it was. Yeah. I do remember that. Go ahead. But since you brought it up.
Of course, she done the she does the thing where she refers to herself as the tramp and all this stuff, and I can't remember exactly how she does it, but she talked about her title reign and how she's really curious if it's going to last much longer, which gives me that aspect of why I took Tekla to win this. I feel like they built her up every event in the 2300 arena.
Oh yeah, they made her look great.
Her and the Triangle of Madness has been fantastic.
Yeah.
But Storm says she's risking it all against three women worthy of the mantle. Then Hayter came out of nowhere, grabbed the mic, said that they have history. She's never had the opportunity again, and Hayter hits harder. Was her catchphrase, and then that's where Chris came out of nowhere, and gave her a spiel that it's been years since she's got the challenge.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah. And it says Chris said that you can't stop the stat. So they all hit their big phrases.
I hated that.
And then instead of going Tekla coming out, Tony told him to trim their bushes because they are going all out.
Sorry, it made me laugh when she said it. I love the way you said it. She told them to trim their bushes.
So Tony hit her, her wild spot where she could say whatever the hell she wants.
Fuck yeah!
And that's where Tekla comes out and
she just walks straight to the ring. Yeah, to the ring. I mean, oh fuck, man, I love Tony.
So, yeah. She always cracks me up.
I can't believe I forgot about that too. Actually, that's so funny that I forgot about that. But really fun match. They didn't go as crazy as Sky and Tony did the week prior. But they still went pretty crazy. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the notes. Yeah, she threw chairs. So Aminata came out with a trash can with weapons and chairs and stuff like that, kendo stick. Yeah, they used like trash can lids. The trash can got dented all crazy. These notes suck, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, but just these two in general, like when I met her at Starcast, my fiance Sarah told her, no matter who you face, just always kick the shit out of Tekla, or like kick Tekla's ass. And she's like, trust me, I'll kick her ass any day of the week. She told her. So like, and that's what this match was. It was just total ass kicking from both women. Like their chemistry is off the charts together. Like it's so good.
Yeah, and Queen Amanada, she's another one of those that I wouldn't mind seeing be in a main title picture on AEW.
Yeah.
And she's been used a lot on Dynamite. So I think it was at the start of this year we seen her get a good push. She came, I think, off of Ring of Honor at that point.
Yep.
And she's been in great feuds with Tekla. Like, if they do the blood and guts like a lot of people want to, you have to have her and Tekla somehow in this match against each other.
Yeah, definitely. Are they? No, Tekla's not in the match on the pre-show match, is she? On Saturday? It was like that
No,
woman tag. It's just Julia and Skye, right?
yeah, and
Like Julia,
that
Skye, Megan, and
promo,
Penelope or something. Yeah, that promo. I didn't care for that with Harley and I love Willow, but that promo I could not get into.
no.
It was interesting to say the least. They were outside and they like cut a promo. Harley had a look, or they all like said something. I honestly couldn't tell you what they said. That's how very little I was interested in it. Like after it ended, I was like,
Julia and Sky Blue were talking at the same time.
Oh, they did the whole yes. Me and Ricky were like, "This is so stupid." They were doing the whole "come play with us" bullshit, like the talking. Yeah.
Like the Shining aspect.
The Shining. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it just it sounded like I know they were going what they were going for with it, but it did not translate over the way they wanted to.
No, I didn't care for it. I'm trying to see if there's anything after the the Aminata and Tekla thing besides the match. Because this doesn't always have everything.
There was a post-match scrum.
That's right. Yeah, they all came out. The Death Triangle and
yeah. And then Jamie Hayter went to hit the Haterade on Tony and stopped.
Yeah, that's right. Tony had her back to her, and then she turned around, and Jamie didn't do anything. And I remember I told Jamie, I was like, fucking stand on business. You act like you're gonna hit her. Fucking hit her.
Yeah, and then I think Shivani, or maybe it was Excalibur, was like, maybe Jamie just wants her at 100%. I don't know.
Stupid. Oh man. All right. So and then after that, we did get Jet Speed versus Kip Sabian and Killswitch. I will be honest. I feel like I barely paid attention to this match.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember was Lucha or Killswitch at one point. What was it? He something happened with him and Sabian. They kept disagreeing. I forget exactly what it was though.
So of course Sabian was trying to be the leader again of the group, the patriarchy, I guess if that's what they're going by. He's trying to do the whole Christian thing, like Christian treated Killswitch when he first joined.
That's what it was.
And of course the crowd's chanting Luchasaurus, and you can see Killswitch kind of, focusing on the crowd. But the main thing was Sabian said, tag me in. He went to end it. He hit him with a choke slam, and Kami's like, tag me in. Let me finish this. And so he tags him like normal. I can't remember the sequence of how it happened, but Sabian ended up not getting the pin. Went to tag in,
and Lucha didn't. Yeah, he bounced.
He just jumps off the apron.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I remember was that.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I can't summarize it any better than that. But yeah, unfortunately, it did not resonate a lot, other than maybe Luchasaurus is gonna go face.
Oh yeah, Sabian did slap when he tagged in Killswitch, he like slapped him.
Yes, that's right. That's what did it.
Yeah.
And he slapped him in the face too.
Yeah, like he like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had a big Bill promo. It was just basically hyping up his match with Eddie Kingston. It's like, oh, Bill Birdie tells me that I'll see you at All Out. That's where it's going down. Blah 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 blah. Not a bad promo, but nothing too exciting, honestly. Yeah. Went right into Robin Renegade versus Riho. Mercedes Moné was on commentary during this. A lot of speculation over the last since Mercedes joined a year ago, plus to AEW that she became close friends with the Renegade Twins. Robin Renegade just returned from injury, if I'm not mistaken. She was out for a while. And so she had this match. It might have been her and her sister. One of them were injured and out for a bit. But it was nothing really crazy in this match. Nothing stood out mainly. I mean, the only thing that stood out was after the match, after Riho got the win, was Robin Renegade held Mercedes got up from her seat on commentary. They're kind of like staring each other down, talking smack, and then Robin was still down at Rio's feet, and then she grabbed onto Rio's leg, and Mercedes came in and knocked her down, started beating her down, and then Robin left. Yeah. So they never really did anything else after that. But that is essentially, to me, was setting the seeds for the Renegade Twins, helping her out more and more.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I had honestly forgot about the Renegade Twins. I think that's how long they've been off TV.
Yeah.
Not saying that they're forgettable, but they have been gone for a while.
Oh yeah.
But it was a good showing for Riho. I can't remember the last time I had seen her except for the tag match last week on AEW either.
Yeah.
But it was, a crucifix bomb pin. I think this match was all of 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
It was the shortest match of the night. Yeah. I actually was I was surprised it was even happening when it did. I was looking at the clock and I was like, we still have a tag match. How long is this gonna go? And it didn't go long at all. I don't even think we got a commercial during this match. It just happened. But yeah, okay match. I definitely think that was setting up something for the Renegade Twins though, and her. And then we jumped into the main event. I don't know if we had anything in between that I can see at least.
Of course, the beatdown. That was about it. And then
I think we just jumped into the main event. Oh no, we had the Daniel Garcia. So that's when the Daniel Garcia thing happened. It was after that. So he delivered the challenge. It was like a backstage thing video. He challenged him to brawl out all out. So that'll be on the pre-show. They're calling it the tailgate this time. Kind of stupid. They should just call it pre-show because it's confusing and they change the name every time. Okay, so that's after the match. Okay, so then we went to the main event. Don Callis Family Top Flight, the last team to be in the ladder match. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Ooh, I felt that coming. So Top Flight, I feel like we don't see them wrestle much anymore. They'll be in segments on Collision, but I feel like we very rarely see them compete nowadays.
Yeah. I know Scorpio Sky, if I remember correctly, that's who they're with.
Yeah, right? They're I forget what they call themselves, but yeah. Oh, Skyflight.
Yeah, Skyflight. They're only missing Kazarian, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so it's Christopher Daniels, Scorpion Sky, and then Top Flight, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Scorpio Sky ain't doing a lot either. He's just back as a filler. I feel like he's kind of managing right now. Top Flight. But they had a good match against.
Oh, also there was a backstage segment before this with it was Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, and Top Flight. And at one point, Callis walked up and he was talking to Dante that he was impressed with him and basically offered him a family spot.
Oh yeah, that is right.
And then I forgot about that. But he did also talk up how good that they are as a team, him and Darius. Yeah, I knew there was something missing. I was there was something else. So does Dante help Kyle? Try to help Kyle?
I mean, he technically is not part of the group, so
yeah. So, but an okay match. I really didn't think this should have been the main event. I think they should have did Bucks and if they were going to do a tag match, they should have did Bucks and Bang Bang Gang. I don't know why this was the main event. Not a bad match, just I zoned out. I'm not gonna lie.
The only reason this was the main event
was the beatdown afterwards.
And I hate to say it, yeah.
Was with
because at the start,
Cal's family getting involved, and then Hangman came out, yeah. And then they put him through the table.
Yeah, because we started at 8:00 3 hours ago. Kyle Fletcher promised
that he was gonna leave him
yeah,
not walking out or whatever the fuck it was, laying. So yeah, so he did the same thing he did to Kenny to Hangman.
Yeah, I was hoping that it would be something backstage where it wouldn't involve in the main event, but no. Don Callis.
I feel like this, I hate to say this, both the Raw and Dynamite were not the best go-home shows for the pay-per-views. There was moments in Dynamite that were good. Same thing with Raw, but they could have been better go-home shows, both of them.
Yeah. And then I feel like they done so good with the first 2 hours of Dynamite,
I feel
and
like it
then
was the
they
time.
just
Yeah, 3 hours is too
rushed.
long for a weekly wrestling show.
Yeah, because now we're used to two, maybe 2.25
Yeah,
with Raw and Dynamite most nights because they do overrun. So that's okay. But then you do the 3 hour specials and you're just like, oh my gosh. Only because you know the end of it's going to be super rushed
yeah.
because there's so much going on.
Yeah, overall, the 3 hours definitely hurt it. Like, I know why they did it. They made a Collision a 1 hour special, moved it, to after Dynamite, and then they did their whole the countdown show immediately after for technically the second hour Collision. I don't watch those, but yeah, I don't know. The 3 hours hurt it for me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, great show. It's just 3 hours was not it,
Definitely not
in
it.
my opinion.
Anything else we need to talk about that we didn't talk about? I don't think there is.
Um, I mean, we brought up the Tiffany thing. I don't think there's anything else currently. We talked about Italy, right? Yeah,
Yeah. The only thing I can think to talk about is that my Bronco clip of us losing to the Colts went mad viral.
I've seen that.
That shit went mad viral. I post football content in the past. Here and there during the season, I don't go crazy like I do with wrestling, but like only time I've had anything NFL go viral was during the COVID draft when we picked Jerry Jeudy, the Broncos. So if you didn't watch the Broncos, lost to the Colts with a few seconds left. The Colts had to go for a 60-yard field goal. The kicker that they had never missed in his career in an in-game field goal missed it, 60-yarder. But the refs called a leverage penalty on our special team defense, whatever you want to call it. And that pushed them up, 15 yards, whatever it was, 20 yards. I don't remember how much it was, but it was basically turned into a 40-yard field goal. And they made it, and we lost. We were up almost by 1 point the whole game, but it was neck and neck the whole time. My reaction to that has 826,000 views on Instagram alone. And then on TikTok, it's at... Oh, they changed the way reposts look. I don't like that. I don't like that they did that. Give me a minute. Now I have to scroll because they changed it. Instead of the grid, it's like a fucking list. Why the fuck would they do this? Anyways, it's like last time I checked, it was like 320,000. So a combined million views. That's insane.
Yeah,
So all I gotta
that's
say
a
is to
lot.
you Colts fans who comment, because there's like thousands of comments on both videos. Fuck y'all, Colts fans. I hope y'all fucking lose this weekend. Fuck y'all.
I think they're playing the Titans.
Well, fuck them. We beat the Titans.
So Wrestle Purist, an hour ago stated regarding the Tiffany and Nia and Jade matchup at WrestlePalooza. The show is at Indianapolis. A source said the plan is to feature the match on the card, hence its placement. However, it depends on Stratus's condition and status. She missed NXT Homecoming and remains TBD as of yesterday.
I don't think it'll end up happening, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow on SmackDown more.
Yep.
But I mean, it doesn't need it. What do they already have 5 matches on there on WrestlePalooza?
Yeah, only got 5. It's an
I mean,
average.
I'm not against going over 5. I'm just with the long day we're gonna have on Saturday. At least us personally, with watching both AEW and then WrestlePalooza, it's gonna be a lot. And personally, I could do without a Nia Tiffany Jade match.
Oh yeah.
That's just me. I'm sure it'd be good. I'm just saying.
It would be. Tiffany will win. We know that, but
Oh yeah. At this point, unless that's their way to finally get it off of her, I don't know. Because I was surprised she even retained over Jade at SummerSlam,
yeah, that's true too.
and then she
I
retained
mean,
on Friday. So
I just don't know where she got the concussion at, but
it was when she. Well, I mean, they haven't even said what it is. We don't know why she's not medically cleared. But what happened is my guess why it's a concussion is because she went for the moonsault to the outside and Jade moved and she fucking went all the way and whacked her back of the head on the fucking mat. It was disgusting.
okay,
It was nasty.
that's it.
Yeah, it was really nasty. Like when it happened, I was like, "Oh my god!" But then she continued the match. I was like, "Damn, I can't believe she's good." Like that was crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't recognize it when it first happened,
Oh, she hit her head
and
hard. She just rolled through it, but you could see boom. She hit it and she just rolled, and I was like, oh my god.
Jesus.
I went to
Well,
the back and was
hopefully,
like, I'm seeing double.
hopefully she is cleared. If she is, then it'll be interesting. But we'll just see what happens.
But yeah, so you're gonna be wearing a shirt that you're not gonna want to wear because your predictions are gonna lose. Just saying.
More than likely, I'm not good at getting
I mean, we have
everything
similar
on predicting.
predictions, so we'll see.
I
We'll
mean,
see how it goes.
WrestlePalooza will be interesting to see. That's who will be deciding what shirt who wears. Because I think All Out it's going to come down because 10 matches. I think it'll be 5 for 5.
We'll see. We had 5 the same on All Out, so we'll see, and 5 that weren't on the
Yeah.
main card. So that's 10 matches. So we'll see. We have a lot that
Yeah.
could go either way. But where can everyone follow you at? Where can they watch you outside of the podcast?
Outside of the podcast, you can find me, of course, here on YouTube, the Kraken Wrestling, Twitch, TikTok, Kick, Instagram, Facebook, across all platforms. It is the Kraken Wrestling.
Same with me. You can find me Josh Vibes Up everywhere. I've changed my name recently, so Josh Vibes Up on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me everywhere. I think I have both of our link trees down in the bio of this YouTube video. So I appreciate all y'all who watched with us today with another long podcast, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was a lot.
A lot, man. Maybe we'll have one on Sunday for All Out and WrestlePalooza because there's gonna be a lot to talk about after this weekend. So possibly see you guys on Sunday.
The shirt most definitely can be
Oh
Sunday.
yeah, well definitely. So Sunday at some time, I'm not sure because Broncos play at like 4 Eastern, so we'll figure out what time on Sunday. But all right, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.